just go back into this.
Hey guys, I'm Samansky. I am doing Subspace Emissary, one of the great staples of Super Smash Bros. Legacy. For those that aren't really aware of it, it's pretty much the story mode, adventure mode, different levels, many different characters, different subplots come together to one amazing plot, by the way. And at the end, we'll be fighting a big bad guy, but because we are doing all the things, it doesn't finish there. We have some extra stuff at the end. But join with me is probably one of the most qualified people to be joined with me as commentary.
So yeah, that pretty much is, oh, why did the thing go black? Okay, pretty much that sums up Subspace. I'll put my camera back on. Subspace, you know, plots, subplots, things come together. That's it. And again, Tech, very qualified runner and commentator.
Can introduce himself.
Yeah, I'm washed up. Record holder for, I don't know, 7 years straight in this game, specifically this mode. I don't really do too much anymore, but IOs, but I'm here to give off some of my knowledge and explanations if anyone in chat has like a question or so, and Chasa as well.
Absolutely.
100% is not 100% is not too different from any percent. It really is just any percent, but then you do like 20 minutes of extra stuff. But
yeah, literally just that. Any percent, you get all the certain things. Then you do the extra characters. It's any percent plus 20 to 25 minutes. But if you're kind of like a casual, newer runner, it's going to take a bit more than 25 minutes. But again, for us top runners, it's about 23-ish, 20 to 23 minutes of extra stuff besides any percent. I'm gonna I'll just skip over to here. And now I guess I'll start, focusing on the game rather than like intros and stuff. Just quickly go over chat. Swoos over here, he actually, Swoos, they commentated my any percent run last month for Creature Corner. Swoos is one of the top runners of any percent. They used to have the world record holder for like a day, but they have a legacy of being the first person to get a sub 2 RTA. I am the most recent with being the 6th person, and I am now 3rd on the leaderboard. Swoos is 6th on the leaderboard. But yes, Swoos, they are like up there in legacies with Subspace.
Easy. And I'm ready, and we will get ready in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck, good luck.
So, the first level is Mid-Air Stadium. We want to pick Kirby because Kirby can suck things in, and that's what we're going to do to Mario.
this
So
strat is not
Mario to
changed.
come in, inhale Mario, and self-destruct.
That's been a thing for well over a decade.
Mid-Air Stadium is very boring. It's just inhale Mario, self-destruct, then you do an ambush, or rather horde, and then defeat PD. So, yeah, I'll just kind of quickly glance over.
Like already preloaded into the game, and when it's preloaded into the game, it loads in much faster.
Yeah, I was Kirby when I did the SD with Mario. Kirby's still loaded in the game as first player. And when this horde starts, you want to pick Kirby again because the game already has Kirby as player 1, and when you already select Kirby as player 1 for this horde, it doesn't need to load in anything else. It's there. So that's why we picked that. Alright.
So if that wasn't a thing, who'd you pick instead? I imagine Peach probably be pretty good here, right?
Peach is not ideal for this.
Peach is
Mario is the less laggy character.
Mario makes sense too, yeah, he's pretty fast in this game, though I know he's like not super good usually, like, at least that's in multiplayer.
That pyramid that did that punch, that was unfortunate RNG. I wasn't wanting that to happen, but it did, and Kirby has a really slow fast fall, so that took me a while to get back down.
Yeah, it's just all about lag and hit stun. That's kind of like what is the difference in tier list from subspace and one player modes compared to competitive.
That makes sense.
PD's a really easy boss. Just do a hammer like me. So right above like this little PD icon, so right above like the end of this cage, that's where you want to do the hammer. That's what does the most damage. Back air also works.
So that's PD. He's dead now. We won't see him for quite a long time. And there are several boss fights throughout this run. And they're pretty much boring.
Yeah, they literally, boss fights are boring. There's nothing really like, wow, amazing. It's just, you fight a big bad guy who just wastes time.
It would have been really funny for 100% if they forced you to save both Peach and Zelda somehow.
Yeah,
It's possible, but I think it defaults to the Peach storyline through the rest of the mode.
Skyroll not very
I do love
interesting
that
at the
just,
start.
Like now you can play as one of them now you've like destroyed one of the cages. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's the only part in the story that kind of like differs between who you choose, who you save.
I wish there's a little more on this.
It was a good ambush. I was hoping that the last pyramid, it would have died when I was doing like when I was jumping this direction and doing like I think it was a fair or a back air. It didn't, so I had to do that instead. But nevertheless, it was a good ambush.
Honestly, that'd been kind of cool, but at least you got one of them. Also, I love Pit in this game. Pit's so cool.
Broken glide, by the way.
That was the first gold box, orange cube, whatever you want to call it, and that's like one of the things the devs put in as a 100% collectible.
And again, picking Pit to preload because preloaded. So again, faster loads.
There's gonna be a lot of those. That's basically their.
No, this is not intense difficulty. If it was intense difficulty, I would be losing my mind. And this would probably be well ahead of world record pace if this was intense. This is on easy.
For 100% on top of a couple other requirements. Mainly those cubes in that specific color.
And again, broken pick glide. You want to use this to get from one place to another much quicker.
So this door, that's...
And this door, you cannot get in no matter how fast you try from what I was doing. It's impossible. You have to let it go up and then go back down. We've tried, it's impossible. Unless you do some like tasks RNG manipulation with bomb drops.
This door that is a part of 100%, most of the doors you see Skamansky enter.
I don't know why Tech got my name wrong. It's okay. Is Pit immune to damage when flying sideways? No, Pit can take damage.
Are gonna be in the middle of rooms, so you can probably be able to tell, oh, that's not the end of the room, because it's not the very far end, and they normally have something in them that we want, or some cases the door is just the 100% indicator, just like in the next level. We just enter a door and that's it, that's all we need.
This entire room is useless because there is no gold box, there's no trophy, there's no stickers, there's no CDs, it's just a turquoise cube or whatever. And you don't even need to get like what's inside of it. We just need it because in order to go back down we have to open it.
Gold minutes.
Alright, this is where I messed up. And there's a reason why I messed up. It's not because I'm bad, it's because when I was setting up my capture card to fit the OBS layout for Hotfix, it has my things a little bit zoomed in. So like the very edges of my capture card feed that I would see here on my other monitor, I can't see now because everything else got zoomed. So now I can't see like the very edges, and I need to see the edges because I'll just mute this part. So in this room, normally in any percent, you can do a pick glide to go over this ambush that I'm trying to skip. But in 100%, because you can't glide, because you're so close to that ambush room, you have to do like Pit's recovery. And then once Pit's head reaches like the ceiling before it goes like that magnifying glass, that small circle, when you're getting close to the blast zone, as soon as you see that, you want to hold up right and then keep holding it. And then once you start descending, just keep holding right and you should skip it. But because it's zoomed in a little bit, I start moving to the right earlier because I think I've reached that part of the ceiling where it reaches the magnifying glass, but I haven't. I'm still a little bit early, and because of that, I messed up. Normally I get it like 9 out of 10 times, sometimes 95%, but I messed this up because capture card settings and having to deal with GDQ OBS layout for runners, but it's fine. I got a good run anyway. Just skip this.
Edge of the detection to start the ambush, so I had to do it, but it's okay. It's not the end of the world.
Exactly.
And other categories, you can just glide right over it, but because of how far, like how close we are to the actual fight trigger, we kind of have to do the up special method of flying over the trigger.
Literally what I just said, and also this room is literally filler. I don't know what it does. Yeah, Zelda's down special literally is the best move. It turns you into Sheik, and Sheik is way better than Zelda or Kirby.
Any grabbable ledges, you almost want to just do the chain.
Makes sense.
Very standard, nothing too special.
This is the only reason for 100% in this level. You go to this door, and then there's nothing in it. I guess I'll just dip.
Yeah. And then everything else is standard. Just continue.
Don't have anything, so technically those are automatically counted as 100%. So, well, 5, but 4 that are like, because they're just like a simple fight or whatnot. But there's another 5th one that. Okay.
So this is where I have 1 of 3 attempts. There are 3 points. Well, 2 actually in 100%. There's 3 in any percent, so 1 of 2. You may have seen that I paused around this point. There's something called a pause glitch, where as soon as you enter an ambush where the camera is locked, if you pause the frame the ambush starts, you unlock the camera, but the blast zone edges remain, and you can manipulate the camera so that enemies not in the camera instantly despawn. And you can do that to make ambushes much shorter and faster. But reverse pause glitch is you pause 2 or 1, most of the time it's 1, sometimes 2 frames before an ambush ends. And when you do that, you pretty much unlock the camera, and you're kind of like in a free roam position where you can go wherever you want in a sense. And if I were to have gotten it, which in my any percent run I did get it, you can go up this ledge and go back down. Normally there's a kill plane on the bottom right, like over here. But if you get RPG, reverse pause glitch, you can pretty much skip it and go to the end of the level. You save like 25 seconds, but obviously I didn't get it. I paused too early.
Involves a certain strategy that also can count towards 100%, while any percent at the same time.
That was unfortunate. Normally the mites, these yellow, green, and red guys are called mites. They're very annoying. Normally they just spawn and just fall down here, but sometimes they're they spawn and are naturally aggressive right away. They just start jumping at you, which you don't want. I was trying to do a down air and then do it in up smash to get a bunch of these mites dead, this portal dead, and this electric guy, I forgot his name, dead. But unfortunately not.
Oh,
Yep, unfortunate RNG.
Oh,
great
no.
RNG.
Came faster because of
But yeah, everything else is normal. And then at jungle, you want Donkey Kong
It's
because
possible
faster.
sometimes. Which is just random, so yeah. Obviously, in that case, getting the small mushroom means you actually lose a lot more time. Hey, look at that! Speaking of which,
Yeah, I got good RNG thankfully, and with Mega Mushroom you save time.
yeah. That specific turquoise cube has, and all these turquoise cubes have like item pools or trophies and whatnot. That one specifically has a pool of either having a poison mushroom or a super mushroom, so you kind of just have to hit it and hope you get the 50-50. Or if you kind of found a method to hit it on the same frame every single time, because it might be a frame roll type of situation, it will give you what you want, or it won't.
Not a whole lot going here. It's just run forward, kill some enemies,
So that's like a,
then
that's
this
a risk that we
switch here, whatever you want to call it, you hit it, and then under these blocks there's a trophy which you have to get. And then entering another useless
Oh
room.
look, another room.
Another room where you do literally nothing.
There's like more involved in this level, so it's more interesting than Sea of Cloud.
Yeah, this was a really good
use
ambush.
occasion like this to mix up these fights.
Like,
Just having
honestly,
a
that
big
was
thing in the middle that
perfect.
can destroy enemies. Stuff like
Oh,
that's
yeah, there's
really
a couple
cool.
of those. That one.
And then auto scroller.
Hour 45.
Yeah.
There was one of the instances of intentional damage boost to get
And
up to
fast fall.
a load or a door quicker.
Trophy.
There's a couple.
And then there's one last ambush at the
at some
end.
point there will probably be dozens, but there's only a couple.
Oh, that was a smooth fight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was cool.
Sometimes I mess it up because
I don't want to hear myself yap about how bad I am.
thankfully I got it right.
Normally you want to get hit by that to get damage boost, but I did spot dodge too late and I rolled too late, so I didn't get it. That's fine.
Okay, this level starts off with a very terribly placed gold cube above these breakable blocks. We have a general area where it is, but it's almost like we kind of have to stay quiet in order to make sure we pick it up.
Yeah, it's really annoying to get it. I only began learning where it was properly like a week ago, but it's dumb because you don't know where it is. You don't know if you have a sticker, you don't know if you have a CD, you don't know if you have a trophy. You can only find out when you get it.
And getting up to this room is one of those interesting cases where the level design is obviously designed around the characters and the character groups that they have for the story that are in these levels. So there you're like expected to either do that up special with Pit or do a bunch of wall jumps with Mario. I think like 10.
And we self-destruct here because Mario is better fit for these series of ambushes, but if you were cheeky and knew how to do reverse pause glitch, you would stay as Pit, do the first ambush, get RPG, and then you can glide to the very end, but you have to be near perfect with how you do it because the amount of time it takes you to glide from the end from this ledge of the platform to the end of the level is just barely more than how long it takes for this platform to move to the next ambush. And if you don't get to the end of the level in time before the platform gets there to the next ambush, the camera goes back to this platform and you die.
For some
Wall
reason.
jumps for sure.
I think they extended it just because of Pit's up B. You barely make it with the Mario. I don't know how they did it.
Yeah, I don't
But
need the
actually,
fire flower.
self-destructing with Pit to be Mario here is better because Mario's toolkit is better fitted for ambush fights.
Hey, look at that.
So
Yeah.
pretty much,
Did like 2 down smashes and destroyed 8 enemies.
yeah, pretty much non-laggy aerials and like strong.
That fire print going down was dumb. I didn't want that to happen. Sometimes it just stands still. Sometimes it moves left or right. Sometimes it just like gets ready to like shoot a lot of fire. But if it goes down, then unfortunate.
Like laggy smash attacks, but they're strong. That's kind of why Mario is like super good here. Later on in later levels, you'll see like competitively, Falcon is like a bottom 10 character, but like top 5 in subspace just because of the strong smash attacks that we can do with them.
Because all I really need in subspace at the end of the day is just like strong hits or anything else. You don't need a combo or anything like
Oh yeah.
That was a good ambush, by the way.
Falcon's normally known to do.
And we got another boss fight. This time it is Rayquaza in a very weird environment that Rayquaza normally is not in.
I don't know what type of Pokemon Rayquaza is, but I heard that Rayquaza should not be in this type of environment. That's why I said that. I know very little about Pokemon. Anyway, really annoying boss fight. Dumb. You pick Fox because Fox good, and just a bunch of sequencing.
Wouldn't happen any other way, honestly.
Yeah, so this level, this is one of those specific levels for 100% that is a little more complicated because there are quite a lot of doors throughout this whole level, and they teleport you and transport you into specific 100% rooms, some of them, and others where you don't need to go in those for like any percent and whatnot. But there's like the first.
I mean, I really don't know what to say here. It's just a very standard level. Just move to the right when you need to, move to the left when you need to. Beat him up. So. Note the soccer ball that's going to drop around here. We need it, and, well, it helps. I got good RNG. Yeah, so that ball, that has, like, properties of its own with collision properties. And that Goomba that I hit here, it went up and then it hit the soccer ball. And the soccer ball, because it has, like, you know, physical properties that can allow it to be careened, and, you know, absorb damage from flying enemies. In that case, the Goomba that was, like, flying and spinning, it can make the Goomba despawn and make this ambush finish a little bit faster than if this ball were not there. There is a strat where you just time a double jump and then fire Fox's gun and just hit it from there. I could probably learn it in like 10 minutes, but I'm just so used to just double jumping, hitting it, fast falling back down, double jump up here, side special, then go back around.
That's ideally the best way to end fights quicker, is having.
And normally any percent you go to this door, but at 100% we have to take the top door because there is a room that we have to get for some reason, even though there is nothing there.
Enemies hit into items or enemies hit into the closest blast zone. Right here, that is a pointless room outside of 100%. You have to enter that room in order to get 100%.
Yeah. Auto scroller. Nothing too special. At the end, there's 2 giant Goombas and a gold box. You get the gold box, but then you also self-destruct at the end because Fox is bad for the false Bowser fight.
Yeah.
I think I started I started really doing subspace related stuff May 2017, but started doing Brawl stuff in like February 2017. So it's nearly been a decade for me. And probably the story that most people would remember.
Boring. Just go back here.
Fast.
Mhm.
Yeah, no.
For all the false character fights, when you jump, it kind of aggravates the AI. So when I do the Charizard fight, when I do the Bowser fight, when I do the Wario fight, and then later when I fight Bowser again in Subspace 1, you jump to get the AI aggravated to get it towards you, and you want that. And in this case, we want it because with Diddy
Not
Kong,
anything special.
go to the ledge, you grab Bowser. I mistimed it. Normally Bowser normally he tries to come back faster, so this was a little bit of a delayed response, which kind of threw me off. And if you can spike with Diddy Kong, and he just falls down, and if you want you can double spike, but one spike normally does enough. But because I mistimed it,
Brawl a lot growing up.
I gotta keep going.
I remember actually entering a tournament for Brawl in like high school, like freshman year, I think, my brother. That was a lot of fun.
We don't need this. Auto scroller, nothing too important.
If anyone's seen competitive, which I don't know how many people have watched Brawl competitively, but there's quite a lot of that kind of.
I think Task picks Ness, but Lucas is better RTA because preload.
That's in this.
And also Lucas is better.
Yeah.
With Porky, you want to run, do a fair, and then go on the other side, and then start doing down smashes. And we do that under the inclination that RNG is good enough that Porky just kind of like moves a little bit to the left and then starts doing like a jabbing thing. And when he does that, he's doing that for like 4 seconds. And you can just do down smash, just spam that, and it takes a good amount of health, but I don't think I got that.
I watched
Specifically,
a couple weeks ago.
Okay, I did, but I didn't get right fast enough, so I had to jump.
I've seen a few of that.
yeah, that specifically.
This is also another good move.
Can have use. Just in practicality, it's a little too difficult for the one instance it has application for. So, yeah, you just probably will see that.
It was a good Porky fight.
Messing around. Also, Porky's dead. Oh.
This part is boring. Just run.
Big Witch as well too. More people gotta play Mother 3, honestly.
And that was another pause glitch attempt. I paused, I believe, too early. And if I were to have gotten it right, the camera would follow me, but the blast zone edges would remain. I would just go as close as I can to the right edge without going to the blast zone and dying. Go as close as I can, and it despawns all of these buttons, and then all the future ones that will come from the top. And it saves a couple seconds, but I didn't get it.
It's a great game. And yeah, it's where Lucas comes from in the first place. I didn't know about him at all before Brawl, and like after, and like eventually, it made me kind of just like, I guess, discover.
I don't know why, but I got really lucky that these buttons, like 3 of them, fell into the water. And if any enemy goes in the water, they're pretty much dead because they can't swim.
Mother 3 in the first place, and just Earthbound overall, and those games are incredible to say the least. That's the cool thing about Smash. It's just like it's such a great crossover series that honestly has made me play other games that I wouldn't have played otherwise because.
Other stuff, kill the flows because we're gonna do an ambush skip. It's not that hard. It's pretty easy once you get the hang of it, but there's a consistent setup to do it. It's in the speedrun document, very easy to understand. It saves about 20 seconds if you were to do casually and do the ambush.
That was one of 2 fight skips that we do with Lucas. Just another case of
2211, the existence of Meta Knight. Yeah, that's literally like what carries the run is Meta Knight. 2211 after Ruin Zoo is about even with my PB. I think maybe it's a couple seconds, upwards of maybe 10 seconds behind my PB. But if I didn't mess up Skyworld and if I didn't like do other couple of wrong things in other levels, I would have been way ahead. But I wasn't okay. When I was doing my run, I have 2 monitors. This monitor right here, this is just specifically for my Wii and my capture card. This one that I'm looking at, this I had Discord, OBS, and LiveSplit. I was timing my run to see how it compared to PB. I don't remember what it was, but it was around close to even with PB. But 2211 is fine. My goal is to be here by 2130, but I don't have a lot of time for practice with that.
of the fight trigger just being lower than the top blast zone, as there will be probably like a dozen more or so skips, just kind of like that, but with different characters.
Just running, got a gold box. This first half is super boring, and this ambush, or rather horde, is also not very eventful. It's just learn how to hit enemies into each other.
They could just reuse enemies from previous franchises.
And also we don't use Meta Knight. We SD at the very end to do Meta Knight for the next room, which is the very important room, but for this, we use Marth because preloaded into the game.
Franchises, but like, I love they did this. It's so sick.
Yeah, there might be 3 or 4. It probably is like 5 non-unique characters or enemies in the whole mode, and the rest like 30 plus unique ones.
It's so cool. There's just an enemy that drops like stuff on you. Like it's just the guy's bird from the background. Like there's just so many cool ones.
These sword primids are very annoying. Marth cannot one-shot them. Meta Knight cannot one-shot them. However, they can one-shot these scope primids and the regular primids. For some reason, these sword primids have like resistance or they have more HP. So the only way to kill the sword primids in a one-shot is an up smash. Everything else, it takes them to like not a lot of health left, but it's not a one-shot. So that's why I do only up smashes with the sword primids, but with the scopes and regular primids, I do whatever I want. And I want this Greep as far away as I can from here, because I'll let the run explain.
This big guy with the sword arms, like, oh my god. It's sick. It's just so creative. I love Soul Space.
This smart bomb actually terrified me, because if this goes off, it's gonna kill this scope primid, and I need this scope primid to not take a single hit of damage.
So much.
You got all these primids that have their gimmicks with swords or...
Yeah, that's pretty much why. As scope primid is left, do a neutral beep, just barely tap it, then fast fall, and you will die a little bit before the scope primid does. So when they die, the horde is over, and when I go into the next room, I'll be Meta Knight for a very good reason.
or weapons, guns, and so on.
I do love how they give you the choice of top tier Marths or like super top tier midnights. For that one, it's like, oh no, I'm picking my juicy steak or my...
Tech is gonna explain this later in the run, but it's at a part in Battlefield Fortress where it doesn't matter. It's just nothing going on. So pretty much, I'll kind of like do this a little bit fast. When I was going up here, normally there's an ambush here. There's like 7 sword pyramids that you have to fight. So I'm skipping this. I'm gonna go into the second ambush, which is this it's not an Armite, it's an Autolance. So you're in the second room now. I go to the right, I go back into the first ambush, so now it deloads, it unloads the second ambush, and now it puts me back in the first ambush with these pyramids. You want one of them to start following you. You normally want this one to just stand still and start doing like those jabs, and you want this guy to start following you. But he doesn't, he also starts doing jabs, so it's like, shit. So I wait a little bit, and then once you see them running, you want to kind of quickly, but not too quickly. If you go too fast, you despawn the pyramids, and now you're soft locked. So not too fast, not too slow. And I did that right.
Shot on easy.
And you can just keep going left, and now start the auto scroller. You want one to make your life easier, but if you have 2, it's okay. But one of them might try to throw you off because they have really dumb behavior for AI.
Sword pyramids, so that's kind of why that was chosen. There's a lot of them. Also, this room is really
so honestly, if it's like this, you're a-okay. Once you can start to see like a lot past the second beam, whatever this is, you can kill all of them. Really the 2 that you brought over, but I killed all of them to make my life easier so that they don't get in my way. So I did that. And because it's 100%, I need to get whatever's in here. The trophy. And here, because I kill the enemies, I now unlock the camera because the game thinks the ambush from the first room is over. But at the same time, that auto-scroller, when the camera was slowly moving, that's an auto-scroller, that's still going on in the background. So, auto-scroller going on in the background, but I have total freedom of the camera. There is a timer as well, because the auto-scroller will keep going slowly because it's on easy difficulty, all the way until I reach the 3rd ambush. But you can skip the 3rd and 4th ambush with Meta Knight glides. So that's why I do like the 5 jumps here, I do a shuttle loop, and I go up and down to build my speed and height. Then I go way up here because if you are too low, over here, you're now locked in the 3rd ambush and you're soft locked. So we go way over it to skip it. And go down just to get the camera there, because if you go too high, then you die. I do that again for height and speed. Do that, go over, skip this ambush now. Do this again. And this is the hard part. You have to go way up, but not too high or else you die. But this, there's like a detection thing, like an ambush detector, where as soon as you cross like this part of the platform up until almost the blast ceiling, it triggers the ambush. So you can skip that. It's hard, but you can skip it. And I did manage to skip it. I went over it, and I got here before the camera reached the 3rd ambush. If you take too long, the camera goes way back to the 3rd ambush, you die, and you have to pretty much do everything all over again. But if you do it right, like what I did, you skip 4 ambushes and you save about a minute. And that's pretty much the fun part about Battlefield Fortress. This is all boring stuff. This is the last room. You can't skip another ambush. You can do... This level is very broken. Go on top of this turquoise cube. Do 3 jumps. Do a shuttle loop. I almost hit the floor just so I know that I'm going to get a good height. And then once you start to go up, once you're up and you see yourself in the magnifying glass, kind of like lay off immediately, but not too fast, because this collision detection thing for this ambush is way taller than the previous one where I had to go up high as well. This is even taller than that. Like, this is right by the blast zone. And if you fail, you're stuck in an ambush, and it's like a minute. So if you mess it up, you're pretty much losing a minute. I also got it because I practiced this for like a year now. And there's Battlefield Fortress.
Let's get there too. That's really cool.
Oh yeah.
it's a good level. Trying to think. Nothing too interesting in chat here. Link is bad. Never pick Link unless you're a masochist. Pick Yoshi.
Or Ike, though. Just
Oh yeah,
choose
Ike is
for
worthless.
last.
Honestly, there's not a whole lot interesting going on here. I'm trying to be honest. Just boring level. Alright, I'll go here because this last ambush is kind of fun because Yoshi's grab mechanic is really broken.
That's really better. Not even Meta Knight for certain situations.
Yeah, you can grab the shell pods, which are huge, and throw them off in this ledge, and they'll die. And those are like the big enemies. These are like one-shots with any smash attack you do with Yoshi.
Are you throwing those giant, like, insect enemies, too?
Yes.
Yes.
That looks very goofy.
Oh yeah.
It's a fun strat. It's a little bit hard to time it, but it's worth it. It's very fun and very worth it.
In this mode, when you initiate a grab with the enemy, it's automatically like a throw release. It's not a grab release, but it's like a throw release. So you like automatically get input a throw, but it's a special kind of throw, and it just certain cases where it can be used to our advantage and chucks enemies off.
This is probably one of the least, well, IL-wise, it's super fun, but speedrunning-wise, for RTA's sake, this is a very boring level. Zersu Samus, not very fun,
It makes sense.
but Pikachu is. Pikachu is okay. Pikachu's quick attack is very good. Pikachu, I think, is like top tier for competitive, and again near top tier for Smash, for Subspace.
And now we have Yellow Rat, who actually is one of those few where competitively translates over to Subspace, practically the same. Just great movement, great tools. So whenever we have a choice.
So some people do this ambush differently. The way I do it is I always do an up smash to this Rotorite first, and then once this Rob and kind of like lands on the floor, I do another up smash because there's a real good chance that when I do the up smash, this damage from the Rob is going to connect to this Rotorite because it has a really big hitbox. It's going to like hit into that barely, and it's enough where it kills both. And if it doesn't hit into it, the up smash by Pikachu does enough damage where it still will kill both. And I want to position myself so that when this Rotorite fires, I don't get hit, but
Use Pikachu
I got hit. It's fine.
will.
And the neutral air pretty much one-shots the Robs. I wanted to hit the Rob and careen it into the Rotorite, but I didn't. I was barely a little bit off, but that's fine. And again, up smash once this Rob lands, so I can get both in a one shot.
Obviously,
Up smash as well.
is Meta Knight, but still.
That's quick attack cancel. It's one of the. It's not one of the. It's a really good trick to do. It's really easy to learn. Just buffer a jump once you're in a quick attack. Make sure that your second input of a quick attack is going towards the ground, and you could chain it to go really far, really fast. It's very helpful in this room.
Right here is another competitive technique: quick attack canceling.
I'm still learning it. Sometimes I think I'm doing a up special, but I end up doing a side special, and it's that, which is really dumb because there's a lot of end lag.
I know.
Anyone can really do it, because all you have to do is just, as you're doing that up special angle towards the ground, just hold in jump button. This game has a huge buffer system. Anything, like practically anything, could be buffered. So
There is a strat that Tech does. It involves the bucket. So when I got the key, there was like this enemy on top trying to dump stuff on me. That's a bucket. If you get lucky with the bucket hits, you get launched pretty high up depending on your HP. If you get launched up, you can wall jump off the left side of this big room, off the wall, and you can do a quick attack up, and you can pretty much skip this whole key thing that I just did, and you can go straight to the gold box. It saves a lot of time. I don't know how to do it because I don't want to press my luck, and I just do the normie. I do the death intended route. It works, and I do it.
Anyone can really.
But other than that, boring room, boring level, auto scroller, doing a bunch of stuff, and
Significant on one-player modes that
this level makes or breaks virtually every any percent run. 100% it's fine, but for any percent, this can either make you save 30 seconds or you lose 2 minutes because of two things. And it's the very first two things you do in this level.
and actual brawl and like player versus player. I don't know odds, but in a course of a run, it's likely you will see 0 trips to 2 or 3. 3 if
Zelda is one of the most annoying enemies in Subspace. Likes to run around, jump everywhere, dumb moveset, and again, because my capture card was zoomed in because I had to make sure it fit the layout that GDQ wanted me to use, I couldn't see everything on my screen. I couldn't see the outer edges. And this involves something with the blast zone. That's why I'm running to the left.
worst case scenario,
Normally, I need to be more to the left where I can see my magnifying glass, like on the side, but I'm not far left enough. I think I am, but I'm not, because again, my capture card had to be modified to a way that I'm not used to.
you just get 3 trips and it's likely a long category or a longer run.
Yeah, at this point, you want Zelda to run to you, grab Zelda, do a back throw, and then just do forward smashes trying to get Zelda dead. But I don't get that.
But normally there's 1 in there. Also, this is another false character fight. There'll be another one after this. These two absolutely suck. I hate them.
Yep. Pit's back air is broken. I mentioned this like 3 seconds later. The Zelda false character fight is one of the most annoying false character fights in the entire run. And you are given a really terrible character to deal with it. Mario is even worse for this fight. Pit is terrible, so you have dumb AI and 2 really crappy characters, and they're like half fun.
You jump.
And if that wasn't enough, you have to do pretty much the exact same thing again, but now you're fighting Link and Yoshi. But if you save Peach, you're Link and Yoshi fighting Pit and Mario. But in this case, us top runners, we save Zelda for Sheik, and we are now Pit and Mario fighting Link and Yoshi. And of course you want to pick Pit because preloaded.
Jump in place on the ground.
Also, it takes like 15 seconds to load, I'm not sure why. And you want to try doing the exact same thing again, but sometimes Mario is dumb and tries to steal your kill. Like, you could forward smash Yoshi here towards that direction, and Yoshi could be at like 90, but if Mario does a neutral air, that pretty much like stops almost all horizontal momentum, and Yoshi can now live. And now you're pretty much wasting time because Yoshi would have been dead if Mario didn't do that. So Mario can either screw your fight or sometimes help.
Self-destruct.
No, I don't think I've ever seen that. So it's the same kind of idea here with Zelda, the false Zelda. You try to get them to the left,
Also, Brawl Trip.
ideally, and then have them go off on the walk-off area. But at high percent, you just hit them.
It was a decent fight that could have been a lot better. Mario is, again, dumb. Boring level. Auto-scroller, pointless. I die intentionally because Yoshi in this next section of Lakeshore is much, much better. than any of the other characters you could play
Would
as.
we choose Martha over Earth fans, I guess?
Yeah.
Also
Like a
gold box.
1v20.
I don't like the gold box placement here because of one experience. For some reason, I'm not sure if it's just my copy or if it's because I don't have all the trophies, I don't have all the stickers, I don't have all the CDs, and the game's trying to give me a new trophy. Sometimes the trophy is blank and it's trying to load in like anything. But if it's blank and trying to load in something, you can't collect it. You have to wait for it to give you something. In this case, it's this green thing. And I was like about to die in the blast zone when it finally loaded. So I almost had to restart this entire level because the game didn't want to give me a trophy. That's why I get really nervous around here because I don't want to waste like possibly a minute redoing this whole auto scroller because the trophy didn't want to load. But thankfully, it did.
It's like, yeah, like I said, it's like you're picking a juicy steak versus like a buttery lobster. Like it's gonna be delicious either way.
It works well either way.
That's also really easy to learn, just know how to time it.
Mm-hmm.
And this is another case of now we have a larger group, and we just have to pick the best character pretty much based on movement. And here, Yoshi, vertically, I guess Pit could be better, but there's still a lot of horizontal sections in here. And then there's a fight that Yoshi is normally better with an all-rounder.
That was unfortunate. If I timed it better, I would have landed on the edge, but I'm in the water, but it's not a biggie. CD is time loss.
Ooh, CD.
Yeah,
I only use my PAL copy to just it for speedruns if I do any practice. That's all on Dolphin, and I've only had my PAL copy for about maybe half a year now, so I still haven't gotten like all the CDs, all the stickers.
Yeah.
And on my streams, whenever I do runs and I get a CD, it pretty much just means like a little bit of time loss.
Yeah, pretty much. If you get an achievement where it's like, oh, you did this for the first time. Oh, you got all the CDs. You got a CD, listen to it. Whenever you quit out of subspace or whatever you're doing, the game forces you to address this achievement or whatever. And in this case with CDs, whenever you quit out of subspace, it's like you unlocked blank song, whatever. And then there's like cancel, like listen or cancel. And it does that for every single CD you get. So the more CDs you get, the more time you lose because you have to keep menuing through these CDs that you don't want to listen to. And I've had runs where I've had 6 CDs. I think my PB I had 5. And again, it's because this is a new copy of me. I don't have all the CDs, I don't have all the stickers, I don't have all the achievements. So I'm still getting more stuff to get a true 100% of this game profile, whatever.
Because at the end,
in 100%, nothing else.
And also boring.
nevertheless,
Let's see, I'm gonna rechat for a little bit. Loading times, game load fast if you only got 1 life left. No. Pretty much the way preloading works is, let's use this case now, Lucas. Lucas is the first player for me. I picked him first, so he's going to be loaded as player 1. If I were to reach a certain part of this level where I'm forced to select characters again, if I pick Lucas again as first, because I already am Lucas's first player, picking him again as first, the game doesn't need to load in anyone else as first player. He's already there. So the game doesn't need as much time to load that because, again, he's there. Already there. So that's why we do that.
last year back with Lucas and Pokemon Trainer.
Kind of.
Also boring level. Get all the stuff here. I keep getting CDs. Trophies, you have to get all of them for 100%. There, you can't skip it. And for some reason, when I used to do hard difficulty in 100%, This box sometimes gave me problems because I would open it and I would get too close and then it would just fall off. So I'd have to either redo the entire level or come back to this at the end of the run and get the gold box again. It's dumb, but if you instead just open it, yeah, it's much easier. And of course I get a CD because great game luck. Boring, more gold box, ambushes, more ambushes. Wario fight, this is actually something I have been practicing recently. Let me put the audio back on.
Single fights again that are spread throughout the mode. There's strats. There's two different strats here. Both still suck, but it can be fine.
So this Wario fight can either go good or terrible. There is no in between. I used to do a strat where I would do PK Fire and my down tilts and just build up Wario's HP to about 60 and then do an up smash which kills him almost all the time. But in the last 2 weeks or so, I began learning like the more aggressive strat that's a little bit more RNG dependent, where as soon as the fight starts, I spawn like around here. You want to go over here to the ledge where you're just about in the magnifying area. You want Wario to come down, and as soon as he's about to land, you want to use Lucas's grab. It's like those stupid grabs where it doesn't grab right away. He throws something, and if it attaches, then it grabs. So it's also a timing thing now. Yeah, I missed it because Wario decides to be dumb.
Come on,
But he does decide to roll to the left, even closer to the blast zone.
Wario.
So I do a forward smash trying to kill him. That doesn't work, so I try again.
That
There
one.
you go.
Nice.
Yep. That was the backup to the sketchy strat.
Yeah, pretty much. Boring level, not a whole lot interesting going on in the cave. Fiery Room of Death, I call it, but it's literally filler.
And I'm gonna just complete it in like 2 seconds.
Yeah. Oh, this is something that I need to talk about.
100% item. Oh,
So pretty much what I just did, I'll replay it. You'll notice that I pause.
hold left, hold right, and repeat, and then the occasional 100% item. Oh.
So normally you don't pause, like, pausing in speedrun seems weird. But there actually is benefits to pausing at very certain points. This is a pause glitch, what I just did. I explained that when I was in Sea of Clouds, the difference between pause glitch and RPG. This is one of the few pause glitches where you can't save time. Not a whole lot. It's only 2 seconds. And again, when I pause the frame and ambush starts, the blast zone edges are still there. They remain the same. But your camera, that can move around. And you use that to your advantage. You move to the right, where now the left big Goomba, giant Goomba, it's not in the camera, so it automatically despawns. So you only kill the right Goomba, because that's where you need to go and keep going right. I do that, and then once the right Goomba is dead, because the left Goomba got despawned, because it's not in the camera frame, the ambush is over. It saves about 2 seconds, but still, 2 seconds is 2 seconds.
Hey, I'm glad you did that because now I can properly explain what just happened and why you paused. Why would you pause?
Yeah, pretty much tech explains it. Ruins is actually interesting. It's the way it's done casually versus speedrun is different. A little different.
And not worrying about the other ones.
So I can tell I'm already going left. You want to get in this minecart. You want to jump right before this cart hits the wall. If you don't jump, you just get launched up and now you're stuck in a slow fall. I just do this for fun, this up air. You want to use like his shell. This Borborus is stupid. if he starts like blowing the air out before you get to him first, you start going backwards, and now you can't do this cycle skip that I'm gonna do. But I got there just in the nick of time, and I hit him. I could have gone a little bit more, but I just do this because I'm dumb. You could also get over in a single jump, but I always play safe and do it like a fast double jump. I air dodge so I don't get hit by this. And the cycle skip, where you get past this little descending block fast enough. Squirtle's hitbox is a lot lower than people may think. If you are too late, in this case, if the Borborus were to start blowing air back at me and I go backwards, I wouldn't get here fast enough to skip that cycle. But I did, and I can just keep going forward. I got a trophy of a trophy. You can just keep going. And the rest is pretty smooth sailing. Just learn how to dodge these. The Borborus is dumb. Try not to get hit by the spikes, but I did. It's okay. The flows are annoying, just air dodge over the Rotorit. I did it a little bit too early and I got hit by one of the firing things. And that's fine. This was about a 105. Again, I was using Life Split to know where I was. This is about a 105, which is okay. I think the almost optimal is 102, 103, but it's fine.
For pause glitch,
and auto scroller.
Whether it be the reverse. I think the most I've done is the very first 4 like standard pause glitches of the run is the most I've done.
Hexing, the most he's gotten is 4 in a run. I had 2 reverse pause glitches in a run, but I don't think I ever got a pause glitch in a run that did end up finishing. I had gotten pause glitches in runs before, but those didn't finish. My former any percent PB that had 2 reverse pause glitches, but my current any percent PB has none because I got that better, but I only saved 1 second on PB because I had a disaster ending. But anyways, these 3 ambushes you have to deal with unless you know how to do pause glitch and RNG manip to go up and bomb and just get a bomb and blow yourself up to the ceiling. The way this ambush works, you wait for half a second to after the enemy spawn, then you do a fully charged up smash, and it does this.
That move lasts so long.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that move, like I said, for certain characters, like laggy is okay. There's some cases where that laggy up smash of Lucas is beneficial because of the enemies that spawn in the second wave of that specific fight. The up smash from the hit.
I'm gonna just move this really quickly. This last third wave of the ambush, this one I tend to struggle the most with. It's really not hard, but how it works is, as soon as these 2 Shade-ass, as soon as they start to go down, you just want to do like just tap up for an up smash, and they die. But I got really bad RNG with this smart bomb, and I end up getting hit by that. I can't SDI out of it; it just keeps me there, and I have to deal with this. But for some reason, they both got really close together and opened up. And when they do open up, they're pretty much one-hit KOs for anything you do. So because they're so close, I did that, and that was easy.
Like even if you hit it,
Just blast zone because that's how you end fights quicker. And
Boring level. Charizard is dumb. Pretty much just jump, aggravate Charizard, throw him off, try to time your spike, and give me 1 second. I don't know how to delete messages, so I just ban people. But I struggle with this RTA wise. I don't know why.
okay, another annoying
I don't know why I backrolled. That mistimed. That ruined everything.
fight by everyone to be the worst parts to run because they can go. It's always so good or so bad. There's so little in between for these, and that's so good because good game RNG.
That was unfortunate. Charizard does have super armor when he does his recovery. So I should have killed him though a second time I hit him, but super armor took that, so I had to do it a third time. Third time he wasn't gonna make it guaranteed, so he got that done.
Super armor.
Yeah.
And this should have been the first break. There are 2 breaks, and I was so into the run, I literally forgot about the break entirely until he pointed out, and I was like, oh shit, I forgot about that. So we paused it. I'll just go ahead and go to the keep going. Yeah, now we're at Wild Spawn. We're about a third of the way there. Did I say anything? Yeah. Someone did say like, oh, this game is peak, and it's like, yeah, it is peak. But yeah.
Alright, so we'll go ahead and continue in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. So, we're gonna go ahead and continue with the wilds.
And of course, everyone's favorite broken character, Meta Knight, and of course we're gonna pick Meta Knight, because why not? And this level is, I actually despise Wild Spawn. I hate the music. I hate the music for Wild Spawn. It is so bad. It's terrible. I hate it. So I'm just gonna skip it. Nothing too special going on here. I guess I'll just play this because, cool a movement with the glide. We don't take the cannons. We take this glide up to this cannon up over here. And then go in this room because there is a gold box. Yeah. That's probably the only interesting thing here. Don't need that. And then now we are at the Ruin Hall. Which, again, you want to pick Charizard because Rock Smash is broken.
You know, it's really good though. That Rock Smash, baby. Look at that.
Yeah, Rock Smash, since I think literally hour 8 of the game releasing, people actually found out and wrote on like Smash boards and all those kind of old archival websites that yeah, Rock Smash is broken on bosses.
Yeah. So this is Wilds 2. It's I don't know how to explain it. PAL shows why, like this level in PAL shows why all the top runners, we use PAL and not NTSC. I'll let it play out.
A very unique thing to talk about because we haven't mentioned yet, but we're doing something that rarely you see any other games do, and that is playing on PAL version. So for some reason, this specific area...
Yeah, we pretty much skipped an entire auto-scroller in PAL. This is PAL exclusive. You cannot do this on NTSC. If you try, you soft-lock the game. So in PAL, again, you skip this entire auto-scroller. You do that by... Let me go back here. So this little ledge over here, that's how you kind of like get that checkpoint of if you die here in PAL, you'll just skip this entire section right here. You cross the ledge. Some people just run and then turn back. I always make sure I go over the entire ledge just to be safe. Go over that. Self-destruct is Yoshi because this next section, Pit, is like the better candidate. And yeah, you skip the entire auto-scroller. You save a minute and a half compared to NTSC because it is a super slow auto-scroller on easy.
Here, you can skip a fight that would otherwise activate an auto-scroller, and then if you kind of go far enough into a death zone, and then you actually die, on PAL, you just get teleported behind the fight where the auto-scroller would activate, an end fight like other levels, but you just get teleported past it, and it saves like a minute and 20 or so.
Yeah, it saves a lot of time.
Like literally,
Alright, and broken pick glide moment.
there's other time saves from PAL, very, very small, and also time losses, but mainly just that. Also, funny hit glide skip.
Yeah, that was another ambush I went over. Like once you got past those like 3 spike things that could go down, you go up and over this ambush. It takes a while. You can do that with pick glide without stopping, but I didn't have enough speed, so I ended up resorting to recovery, and recovery always backs it up if you miss it.
Yeah, at the end of the day, even if that loses some time,
Saves.
Not a lot here.
that's cool too.
I think someone by the name of Rocket discovered it. He no longer does brawl stuff, he does melee. But I think he was the one that discovered it. But it's really fun. It's just a little bit of a timing thing, but it's really easy to learn.
Yeah, it was some skip at the end of the level where you don't have to do this thing in between walls, you can just go on the outside. Swamp, not very eventful at first.
Is that the Young Link player from Melee? Is that what you're talking about?
Yep.
Yo.
Literally the best Young Link in the world. So if anyone pays attention to any competitive Smash, the first true notable high level competitive player in any Smash that tried to give this game a shot was Rocket. He wanted to do Intense and kind of optimize Intense and pushed it to a good limit. He never ended up doing like a full run outside of Emulator. Sadly, he went back to competing, so we didn't see too much. But he added some optimizations to quite a few levels in Easy, so he used that to our advantage. And that's one of them at the end of Wilds 2. So that to quite a few
so right now,
levels in Easy.
This was another attempt of RPG. This one is probably the biggest time save if you do get RPG because this auto-scroller is very, very slow. If you get it, you save about 50 seconds. I was a little bit off. I was a little bit late by a couple frames. Not a whole lot, but I was late. And because I missed it, I did have to deal with this extremely slow auto-scroller. But if you notice, I did get the curry. If you do get regardless if you get it or not, there are items that aggro the camera, aggro meaning aggravate. If they aggro the camera, it will not move until either they despawn or you collect it. And curry is one of those items. The hammers aggro, the golden hammers. There's like 10, 12 things that aggro the camera. And there are times where you could try to go for an RPG, but the enemy, if there are enemies, which likely there will be, the enemies will drop something that will aggro the camera, so it might screw you over if that happens. But if you get the curry, it's honestly not the end of the world. You can get it and still continue the RPG as normal if you do pull it off. Broken, dumb game.
Discovery saved 5 seconds for some reason. Also, Monkey.
Hey.
He's dead.
Yeah, Big Monkey is dead. Once I figured out how to do it, I was like, holy shit, this saves so much time.
Go.
That's a silly fight. I love that.
Boring second half, not a whole lot.
Hide and locked onto us. There's still a door off to the side, not in the blast zone that we can enter early. Some situations like that.
Yeah, it's just running. Nothing too special. But for any percent, I'll play from here.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
it's very.
I'm well aware of that.
Yeah, you want to
It's
get
kind
this
of a
button
game.
and then a down
I'm
air,
pretty sure that runner
and then
was
go to
MK,
this room.
MK Cocoon.
That's correct. Yeah.
MK is second place in any percent. He's been since late 2021, I think.
RF2, the first half is very uneventful, but this fight right here is like the big one. On easy, it's annoying. On hard, when I used to do it on hard, it was a nightmare. I can't imagine how this would be if someone were to do it on like Intense, but there's a simple meaning in big air quotes. There's a way to go about this. It's cheesy. It's a dumb. You want both of these Samuses, whatever, to get close to you and then do a charge down smash. And it launches them up really up high. And then you can do Pikachu's Thunder with down B. And if you do it enough times, you want to knock them off to the ceiling. I got a gold hammer, and it's either going to be a good gold hammer or a squeaking one. And if it's a squeaking one, it does nothing. But thankfully, I got a good one.
Oh yeah,
2020 is something in pandemic.
yeah, he's absolutely washed now. No worries.
So yeah, now in this room, you want to pick Samus. It's weird that, why am I picking Samus when I was playing as Pikachu? Pikachu's preloaded, I'm going to lose time loading in Samus. Yes, that's true. But we're going to kill Samus in the next room so that we can get Pikachu for a better usage.
Fastest NG plus route that we could come up with for this mode, and then other strategies.
Also with that relay though, funnily enough.
Okay, so this block right here, there is a trophy in here. But you don't have to get the trophy in there. You can completely ignore it and skip it, which is what we do now. I'm pretty sure I made that discovery, but I didn't say anything about it. Because I've been doing that for about almost a year. But it was one of the OG runners, Ducky. He kind of made that point. But I was like, I chimed in saying, oh yeah, I also kind of realized that. I'm not sure how long you know that or whatever. But either Ducky or I made that discovery. I don't want to take credit if it wasn't. But all I'm saying is that it was kind of like a discovery in the last half year. But yeah, there's a trophy here. You can skip it. You don't need it. The game does not check if you got it.
Enough. We didn't realize that wasn't a part of 100% until very recently. So you can just skip that and not waste like 10 seconds breaking more blocks. I don't know why that was never checked, but it wasn't.
I don't know.
And this is the part where we kill Samus because we are now skipping an ambush because at the very, very top, which the game wants you to go to, there's an ambush. But if you die at the bottom, you can skip it. And then there's this room of up and down spike things where you can just not get hit by that. And yeah.
At the loading platform maze there, but you can skip it with Pikachu.
This portal room, it's the discoveries that were made and how to like skip certain parts are awesome. Normally, with the intended ways you go to this bottom room, you fight a Rotorite and 2 Primates, you kill them, then you go to the portal that spawns on the right, then it's like, go to the top of that room, you go there, now you're in a new room, you're on the very far right of it, you want to go to the very far left, then it takes you to this top part of this main room, and there's a button. But we can skip all that. Normally I up smash here, but I literally forgot to do that, and I end up getting hit by this Glice.
Especially up to the last one, the important one to get over.
And they have the cool music during this section.
Oh yeah.
Oh god. I'm gonna just do that so I don't have to worry about that.
Yeah. The game, I don't think they checked if you could skip it, but obviously we can.
Yeah. You somehow can skip a part of this whole section by going up to that teleporter with Pikachu's quick attack because it's got such range. Normally you're supposed to go to that bottom teleporter and then kind of go through a couple rooms.
Other than that thing with the Glice, this is a good portal room. And then of course we have Rodney, Ridley, annoying, stupid, dumb patterns. You have 2 really weak characters. Samus does nothing, Pikachu does nothing. So you're just stuck there trying to get good RNG.
I can't see it. Yeah.
Also, a reminder that this is apparently too big for Smash, but eventually did end up being in Smash.
Literally.
He is honestly, I know they shrunk him down a lot. He is still too big and gets comboed very easily. And like, but like he's really good at ledge trapping and like.
This is the level that I had a bunch of problems for no reason, and it's because of this room right here.
Mode in terms of fearless of easy and.
So what you should do, is you wait about 1.5 seconds. You don't fast fall. You fall.
Annoying, he's on the.
You jump and press A to get the trophy. If you get it right, you get it. If you miss, you let it fall. You gotta keep trying again until you get it, otherwise the game doesn't mark it as you got it. Normally I get it first or second try, but I'll let this play out. That was try number 1.
I imagine, yeah.
I don't know why in RTA I always screw it up, but in practice I always get it first try. Oh, that's okay.
This, you might wanna up air, because I think the range, or the
3.
No, there's a certain move, it's not up air, it might be back air, it's probably back air, has a bigger hitbox on the top of Captain Falcon.
Oh my
4.
God, why am I messing it up?
That's 4.
So
Alright, this is try number 5.
Collect this trophy, you can keep respawning it.
There we go.
5. That took me 5 tries. I lost almost 30 seconds by doing that. I don't know why I messed that up 5 times, but I did. It's something that's gonna haunt me for the rest of my career with this, because normally I get that first try, but 5 tries is rather inexcusable. This room right here.
What do I know? I haven't touched this category in like 60.
Everyone always thought that you have to get everything here, so the 2 gold boxes and the stickers, sometimes the trophy. We all thought you had to get everything here. What you really need to get is just whatever's in the boxes.
I think I got that same mailbox trophy earlier too.
Yeah, the reason why I kept jumping and not going in the door is because I have tap jump. I'm bad at the game. I can't jump with just X. It messes up everything for me. So sometimes I try to enter a door, but I am just not close enough. So when I press A, I just start jumping instead of actually entering the door. The ambush for this is good. Could have been better.
Also, anytime you see Olimar, he's gonna be last because he deserves to be last.
True.
Oh, that's good. So this is another case.
Go ahead.
This is just another case where, luckily, we have the right character for one of the 5 board fights here.
And we die there only because we can get these shade-ass to despawn. They load in, and then because we die, they don't know where to go, so they just go back up and kill themselves.
Like, Falcon's just very fast there, but we need to be DK because monkey slaps.
Why does enemies just like go to the top of the screen and leave?
Oh, they just dip.
Let's go, my planet needs me.
It's good because we don't have to deal with them, but they kind of have to hit us to kind of get activated.
Alright. For some reason, I don't know why I'm saying for some reason, but I have the RTA gold for Outside the Ancient Ruins, which pretty much what that means is for Outside the Ancient Ruins in an RTA run, I have the fastest time ever recorded. I don't have the IL world record. That Tech has that record. But if in an actual run where I started a live stream or started a recording, I did a run of Subspace for Outside the Ancient Ruins in any percent, not 100%, but in any percent, I have the fastest split for this level in the history of the game. Again, I don't have the IL world record. Tech has that. But I have the fastest RTA split in the game for this level. For some reason.
Monkey's getting launched.
Alright,
or
after
that's
this,
where the self-destructive Falcon
Meta Knight,
happens.
because
if
Meta Knight's
if
broken.
Shiraz enemies, the ones with the blades, don't have anyone to target, they just dip. Alright, this part of this level is so cool because it's just a pure vertical Meta Knight movement.
You can get up here with 3 jumps. I don't know why I did 4.
It was supposed to be a reference to Ice Climber, like the NES game and stuff, but then just
I know I'm pausing a lot, but on this platform that I was just at, if you time your 5 jumps specifically, you can do a shuttle loop and get up here. But at this point in the run, I was nervous because on my other monitor, because again, this monitor right here is what I was looking at. This is where my game is. And then this monitor right here, where I'm looking at right now, I had my OBS, I had my Discord, and I had my live split. And live split was telling me I was now like 30 seconds ahead of my PB. So now I was getting nervous because we're nearing the end of Subspace. Subspace meaning every level before Great Maze. Great Maze is its own thing. Nearing the end of Subspace, I'm now half a minute ahead of my PB. I didn't want to make any mistakes, so I began to play things a lot more safe than I normally do. Some things I'm a little bit more aggressive, but I started to play a bit more safe, so that's why I began to do this.
just giving my knife for some reason. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's time loss. If you know how to time it with the jumps, you can just skip that. I don't need to wait for it to go all the way around.
midnight time.
Like, if you choose ice climbers, you kind of have to do the up special with them like 10 times.
This is auto scroller. We don't need it. Alright. I'll go here.
Be faster than one player. It's just kind of they put a lot of time into.
You love my stream, not enough people playing Subspace Emissary. Well, thank you for liking it. I enjoyed doing it. I do agree. We need more people playing this. It's sad that as much as people love Subspace, not many people are actually running it. And, you know, I get that. A lot of us are older. We have a lot of stuff going on in our lives. I have stuff going on in my life as well. I mean, I'm literally student teaching. It's just a weekend, so I have it off, but I like to do this whenever I have time. But I guess I kind of have some pride being like the most recent, because I started doing this a little over a year ago. And I'm like the most recent or like the newest face of like top runners. There are other runners as well who joined after I did, but they're not like, you know, way up there on the leaderboards. They're there, but if we were talking about like top 10 runners, top 5 runners, I'm like the youngest face because I was top 5 around May of this year. So, I mean, this year, all the other top 5 people in Subspace, whether it's any percent or 100%, they've been on the leaderboard for like, God, like 7 years. But I've only been on the leaderboard for like a year, half a year. But we do need more runners. We really do.
Like level design and obviously cutscenes.
This last part of Glacial Peak I really like. A lot of different rooms, a lot of movement. Frozen Hillside, one of my favorite in the game. One of the best music.
But there's a lot of lacking aspects to this game, like, you know, the 100% portion, some people could be like, just a tiny little collectible thing. And then 2-player just...
Normally people go on the left, but it's because they don't have tap jump and you can do like a forward air, kill this, glice. I play this on hardware. I have my Wii. I play that on my second monitor, but for practice I do have Dolphin. I have the NTSC ISO and I have my PAL copy ISO. Both of them, they work. I prefer the PAL copy ISO because for top runners, we use PAL and not NTSC. I know that sounds weird, but we do use PAL for top runners. Um, and I do have, and people do speedrun on emulator. And I get that if you don't want to buy a Wii and play the game on hardware, you can get it on a Dolphin. That's fine. There is a leaderboard for emulator. I have world record for 100%, but it's because no one does 100% on emulator. If you play it on emulator, it's going to be any percent. And even then, I'm second place. But if someone is interested in speedrunning this, and if you don't have the money to get a Wii, if you don't have the space in your room to get a Wii, if you have a computer, if your computer can handle Dolphin, then you can do emulator to kind of like get a feel for it. But if you want to like, get like a decent time and actually get good experience with it, get a Wii. I mean, my Wii is NTSC. I did some region lock bypassing to get it to run PAL, because I'm not going to pay money for a PAL Wii. But I got it to work.
Saying, oh, one more character. Let's add more health to every enemy. It's unfortunate, but that's just what we have to deal with.
Just
So
how it
you
is,
probably don't expect 2-player GDQ run.
It's a good shit ass fight.
Soon.
I think it's
Maybe
that,
in
though.
30 years.
Maybe.
Or like he found the method, or he's working with the difficulties of controlling two different characters one frame at a time.
What Tech is talking about is Dylan. He's made the task for one player any percent, one player 100%. He is now working on the 2-player any percent. I don't know if he'll make a 2-player 100%. He might. But Dylan loves sharing the progress in the Smash Discord, which I'm all for. I love seeing the progress. Who knows? It might be at GDQ one day. It might be on Hotfix. I don't know. But it's nice. But anyways, this is like the end of Glacial Peak. I have to fight Lucario. Let me pretty much... How it works. Once you spawn as Meta Knight, just want to do a forward air. It has to be fast because Lucario drops down to the floor quick, and if you're not fast enough, have to change your method. I get it in time. You do a forward air. Sometimes he just stands still, but he kind of goes back. You want to do another forward air. You want to get him close to this ledge as possible. And then once he's there, just start spamming down smashes. And the knockback should be enough to kill him on 2 tries. But I didn't do it to the right enough. And he ended up needing a 3rd time.
Come on, Lucario. There you go.
He's right at the blast zone. Just die, please.
Some character 1v1 AI are different than the other. All of them vary, like how Charizard and Wario from before are annoying. Lucario, if you just stay grounded, he'll normally be fine.
Honestly, you could pick Kirby or Yoshi as your first choice. I picked Kirby because it's closer to the default. The default is Mario, so you only need to tap right once to get to Kirby.
As soon as he's in the air jumping around, he becomes worse than Wario and Charizard, in my opinion. Right there, he's just grounded. Just do a funny smash attack. So we're
Watching this fight right here as well, I just want to point out, well, I was actually going to ask, like, who'd y'all play, like, in this game growing up primarily? Because I played a lot of Lucario myself.
I think I did answer this question. The character I played most growing up with, Brawl or Subspace, whatever, I always did Toon Link. I just liked Toon Link, and whenever I play any Smash game, whether it's Brawl or Ultimate, at this point in my life I only play Brawl. I don't like Ultimate. I pick Toon Link. Sometimes Captain Falcon, but yeah, Toon Link is like 90% of the time. Honestly, Canyon is really boring. Nothing too interesting.
I played like
Now
the
it's
first month, it was fun, and then
third-party
it's like,
character with
well,
Dacus.
That was fun.
Also got
I
Snake.
need to... Yep, Snake actually interesting because of the move for movement purposes. Dacus, anyway.
I don't know why I did a forward smash. I wanted to do a forward tilt, but I got the job done anyway.
I mean, it's almost like a casual term at this point because it's like synonymous with Brawl, and people know what Dacus is. Dash attack, canceled, up smash. You kind of do a dash attack, you cancel it with an up smash input, and you see just you glide across the room.
I don't know why, but I've only gotten Dacus good during my hotfix runs. In my RTA runs, I mistime it. I either wait too long with the up smash, I do it too fast, but for some reason in both my any percent hotfix run and this hotfix run, I got it right. So it's just funny.
And funny enough, because of all the core mechanic changes to characters' movements, and but
Honestly, this part is really nothing in particular. It's just Meta Knight, broken, defeat enemies, get gold box, kill more enemies. Nothing whole lot. Okay, this one actually is worth it because I had a bad
it's like
RNG
a
moment.
300 BPM steady input to do it. Luckily, on flat surface, it's not terrible. But it's a neat little thing. Okay, Zelda's got a gun. That's not good.
Uh-oh.
He's shooting.
Oh my gosh. That's almost it.
Yeah, you don't want Zelda to grab anything. And especially Zelda. Like I said in Lakeshore, Zelda is by far the most annoying AI, in my opinion. Likes to run left and right everywhere, jump around, do dumb moves, and yeah. But thankfully, I got the sword, not the sword, the gun out of Zelda's hands. At this point, I was just doing.
Come on, Zelda.
I don't know why I did a shuttle loop.
The free fall is so
reverse.
Oh no.
bad.
The verse hit.
Fair almost always works. And that was just a dumb fight. Yeah, I hate Zelda. Swoos, they hate Zelda. Almost all of us, we don't like Zelda in any of the fights, whether it's this or in Great Maze.
There we go, nice.
When they just get RNG and start blamming us with ray gun shots, but
Sheik's tether is really cool in Brawl, which is what I'm doing.
I know I pointed out earlier, but I do love the tether chain. It's
yeah,
so
this
sick.
is this level at the beginning and the end of it when you're on the actual outside of the covered ship. That's where you see it more prominently than before.
I mistimed that. I have a rhythm for when I jump and then do the recovery, which is an explosive attack, and only explosive attacks can break this like little thing up here in the ceiling, and that opens up to a gold box right around here. In practice, I get it like almost all the time, but I rushed it in here, so I did it around here, so I was a little bit off. I want to be closer to this crack, but if I miss it, it's okay, because you can do that instead as a backup.
For some reason, some people miss that. There's a little crack in the ceiling that gives you a gold cube, and you can actually. If some people don't know that you actually don't have to hit that mine.
And this enemy that I kind of like stalled over, this is Mizzo. It's an unused enemy. It was kind of like pulled near the end of the game's final like completion. From what we know, it was meant for the aquatic levels, so like swamp, lake, those it would be in the water, but obviously we don't see it there because it got scrapped. However, we see it here. I am not sure why.
Right there's an unused enemy.
I see.
The one that Skimansky was on top of.
I don't know why Tech didn't know how to say my name. I told Tech and I told GDQ Tech. I told Shasta in the green room before my run even started. I told him how to pronounce my name, but he probably wasn't there, and I get that.
I think it's called a Mizzo. It was supposed to be for the swamp, like the watery levels, but I guess they just cut it because, I don't know, its appearance looks scary, or they didn't really flesh it out as much as they wanted to.
It's definitely a little bit unsettling, yeah.
Yeah, but I was talking about that one gold cube, orange cube trophy that you get. People don't know that if you have a character that can do an explosive move, you can actually just go up to the seam in that part of the ceiling and actually break it that way instead of the mine. And I've actually wasted a minute or so by...
This room is really weird. These fire things, they do a fair amount of damage. You don't want to be above 100% because when you grab on a ledge, you have a delayed like time of getting up and when you can start moving again. So you want to get to the next room at the end under 100%, which I did. But sometimes these, by the time you get here, you have like a bad cycle and you get hit by like almost all of them.
By not knowing that and quitting the level because I used the mine without breaking the seam, and one of my PVs has that in it. I don't think it was record. No, it actually was records. The first ever 100% run I did was record.
I panicked when I saw that trophy start to fly to the right. Sometimes it just goes a little bit to the right, but sometimes it flies to the right. If it flies to the right, you're almost guaranteed gonna lose it, and then it might go here, or it might just fall like at this perfect spot in the middle and you lose it. And you have to game over for the gold box to come back. It almost happened, but thankfully I got it with my down air, so I avoided a crisis. But I was panicking when I saw that flying.
That was lucky, geez.
Nice trophy grab.
I didn't look nervous, but my heart was pounding.
Yeah, that one sucks because of the wind, so you kind of have to be in front of it. Otherwise, the best case scenario, if it does overdin, it will respawn you at the start of...
Duwan is dumb. One of the most annoying bosses.
Second to time loss.
Is that broken
Right
snake
here.
up tilts?
Yeah, Snake is kind of uncontested. There was actually some talk about another technique, a competitive technique with Sheik called the chain jacket, where you can pull out the chain on a certain like landing, like a short hop landing frame, and then just have so much.
Saw me nod my head a little bit because I knew that was a good fight, and it was a good fight. Could have been better when I was doing my neutral airs with Snake as they reach the end. Once Duwan reaches like the ledge, it kind of like flips over to the other side. When it's doing that, you can do a neutral air, and it just you can still keep hitting them. Most of the hits of the neutral air never connected, so it was just kind of dumb.
Much damage out.
We are now nearing the end game. There's 5 more levels, I believe, after this until Great Maze. Well, actually 6. No, there's 5.
Yeah, Sage is just known for just doing just a lot of damage output in general. A lot of his moves just do so much percent.
I'll read this a little bit. Nothing too special. What difficulty is being played on? Easy. Literally every 100% run you will see someone do is going to be on easy unless they specify differently. If I do a 100% run at this point, it's going to be on easy. If I do it on a different difficulty, I'll make it clear that it's on a different difficulty.
And knockback too.
This is Bomb Factory 1. There's another one, Bomb Factory 2. This one is by far the easier one, but it's just rooms. In any percent, there's an elevator clip where you kind of like go on top of the elevator, and before you collide with the ceiling, you bonk into the wall, and now you're inside of the ceiling, and you can just go in the wall and skip pretty much the entire room that I was just in, where you go up and down the elevator. You can pretty much skip that room to the very end. But you can't do that in 100% because there are rooms here that you have to go to. And I just do that for stalling. This room you have to go to, but at any percent, obviously you'd skip it. And this arm ink is really dumb. Tech, what he does is he gets under it and just does a bunch of up smashes. I tried doing that in practice, it never worked. So I just do the old reliable, which I've been doing for a year now. I just get down on the floor fast, and then I do a forward air, and then once it's near the end of the attack, I get back down on the floor first because this arm is going to hit the floor, and then he's going to close up. But you can only do damage to him when like this green blob opens up.
See that? Just look up in any resent run and go to
Yeah.
Subspace Bomb Factory 1. It doesn't say 1, but the first level.
So for context on that too, I was just and like I
And-
just randomly did that on the.
You have to get this room too because there's a gold box, and again, 100% you have to get all the gold boxes.
It was wild.
Yep. And then you informed, I think it was. This might have been all before the Discord. The Smash informed our top runner and
Ambush room, you're stuck
for, like,
here.
a couple years, but
You can
then
do a pause
started
glitch,
in
and it does save time if you get it.
2018, one of those years. But yeah, Shasta literally has a strat that is used in an optimal run of this game.
Alright, and I noticed that, and well, people told me later after the run, but I also noticed I am very quiet in this run. In my hotfix run for any percent, I talked a lot. It wasn't like talking too much, but I talked like pretty much at least maybe once or twice every level, maybe more, maybe less. More often than not, I talked more than like 3 times every level. But in this run, I didn't talk a whole lot. I don't want to disrespect anybody, but I kind of felt like it was just Tech and Shasta talking to each other and me just chiming in every now and then. I don't want to disrespect anybody, but honestly, that's kind of how I felt a little bit. But you know, sometimes I did provide something that was worth discussing for a bit. But after Bomb Factory 1, this is the second time of Bomb Factory, so now this is Bomb Factory 2. This is the hardest level out of the entire subspace besides Great Maze. Great Maze is its own thing. This is the hardest level, this is the longest level besides Great Maze. And the most technical in my opinion. But everyone hates this level except me. This is probably my favorite level in the run because of how hard it is. We picked Captain Falcon and Diddy Kong as a backup. You always want Olimar last because he is a disaster in subspace, but he's like top tier for competitive. Yeah, you can see me kind of like letting out a long exhale because this is the level that I lock in. This is a level that this is the level I spent the most amount of time with my ILs. I spent months practicing this over and over and over, trying to get very good at this. I'm second place IL for any percent and 100%. Very close to the world record for both. But this is a level that normally I want absolute silence because I need to focus, but because I practiced this for so long, I was okay with Tech and Shasta speaking, but on all other normal circumstances, I am dead silent throughout the entire level of this.
Bam! It's just and they find something ends up being faster.
Oh yeah, I don't remember what
That damage boost is intentional.
MK's reaction is, because since he's another Kirby guy, that he, like, we told him that Shasta's found a strat that is used. I can't remember how he reacted, but I'm pretty sure, but like, that's neat.
Yeah. One of my favorite examples of like someone casually finding a strategy that's like really important.
I didn't want to do a forward smash. I would normally do a down smash. Sometimes the game acts dumb, and you can like press the control stick down for a down smash, but you might be doing something in the process, like might be doing like a punch, and the game might interpret that as something else, and it might give you a different output. And I feel like that's what was happening here. But I might have done a forward smash like for a frame before moving my control stick down. I'm not sure, but lost a little bit of time there. But other than that, this was a good ambush and a good start.
Important for the speedrun was Link's Awakening in 2019. There's a way to like kind of just warp across the map into like, oh, what was that? Hold on, there's just a door up there.
Yeah, that was a secret door in the auto scroll.
Mistimed it, but I got it with the backup.
You can enter it earlier off screen. As long as it's not in the blast zone, you just up special towards it, save some time.
That's really cool.
One of those few.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, Link's Awakening 2019, there's a strategy where you literally just warp across the entire, like,
Good start.
Start of it. It's using, like, the last 2 dungeons, I think, in the run still. And, like, that was found by someone just randomly, like, casually playing the game, like, a month after it came out. And it's, like, one of those things where it's, like, how does a casual player find this? Because if you see it, they literally just, like, do this movement, and suddenly they're thrown by, like, a mini-boss a month after it came out. And it's, like, one of those things where it's, like, how does a casual player...
Normally, I don't bonk my head. I hit it and then I go slightly to the right. Sometimes I hold right too much and end up doing this.
If you see it, they
But it's fine. It's like quarter second lost.
Thrown by like a mini boss across the world, and suddenly it's in the dungeon. It's like, how was I going to find this sort of thing? It reminds me of habits.
Oh yeah, there's quite a good bit of casual accidental discoveries mixed in with the intentional discoveries found. Yours is
at this point, this is like one of my better performances in Bomb 2 for the start. This is a really good start.
definitely like the most accidental. Oh, what happened here?
Yeah. They call it the Hinox warp in the run because you use the Hinox enemy to just kind of throw you across the entire world. It's just ridiculous. Love when stuff like that just randomly gets found by casual players.
This level we kind of.
Alright. This part is where me and IL World Record Holder Tech. This is where we differentiate, or rather differ.
Falcon, because
this part we do the same, but Tech, instead of doing what I do and deactivating the fire, he jumps right back into it, and if he times it right, he can just tech off this wall up here and go to the gold box and save time over me. I can't do that, so I just do like the safe strat.
A lot of twisty, turny parts where Falcon's moveset kind of benefits us. That's why you see the Falcon kick quite a lot. Like, sure, the startup is a little slower than just...
And honestly, 31% at this part is pretty good. I've had, good RNG get max in tomatoes where I'm at like 12%. I've had things where I'm at 80% over here, so 31 is pretty good.
Starting up a dash, but it ends a little quicker than a full dash, but we're not spamming it down hallways because that would just... The end lag and startup back to back is too slow. But it's used in a couple places to clear up some gaps. And what Szymanski did is take some damage to get some iframes for a while to avoid having to hit the button and just eat the flames to get to the auto-scroller part.
I feel like at this point in Bomb Factory 1, because this is like only one half of Bomb Factory 2. This is like one half of the level done. This is probably like my top 3 performances or top 3 starts ever for Bomb Factory 2 100%.
Another Falcon kick.
I'm gonna skip this horde.
Tank phase, and you kind of have to hit them to activate them again.
So we pick Rob here because we're gonna do a skip that applies to both NTSC and PAL, but on PAL it saves more time. So we pick Rob, instantly buffer a jump and then do a recovery, go over the wall, and then do a down air to cancel all horizontal momentum. And then once the camera locks there, just go to the left and soft destruct. And we skip the entire auto scroller. If we were to do the auto scroller, we'd lose like a minute or so. NTSC, the camera keeps going, but you want to stay on the left far enough where you can see that magnifying thing again, and then you eventually want to go back in, because if you just keep going, you're just gonna soft lock. It saves 7 sec. The PAL version saves 7 seconds over NTSC, but both save like about a minute over doing the auto scroller. Auto scroller meta relief fight. That was dumb. I had a terrible meta relief fight. When you're loading in a Captain Falcon, I'm like mashing up smash because he spawns in the air, and he's at a height where if you do if you're pressing up on the control stick, you can do an up air and it hits meta Ridley. And then you want to keep doing up airs or doing forward airs or knee and hit that, but I ended up doing a forward smash for no reason.
And yeah, only characters with pretty lengthy up specials can get over that wall because they didn't add they didn't add more wall collision to the blast zone, so it's technically.
Yeah, for some reason, Falcon has really bad end lag when he is landing after a second jump and using the knee or the forward air. He just takes forever to get back up.
It acts like a fight skip and also acts like a death warp at the same time. Pretty much just like the one in Research Facility 2 with Samus just dying.
I love his strategy there. It's just knee, and that's it.
And I did time this. This is a 5:55 Bomb Factory 2, which is an IL PB for me, and it is about 2-ish seconds from IL world record. A bad Horde cost me IL world record. A bad Meta Ridley cost me IL world record. Small mistakes at the first half of Bomb Factory 2. If I can get all those touched up, this would have been like a 540, 100%, which is absolutely batshit insane. I'm gonna skip this level because I am going on. This is 2 hours and I still have like 50 minutes in the run. Horde fight, well, ambush, you do that. Broken Meta Knight glide. And you skip 3 ambushes. Yeah. That's entrance. And now everyone is dead. There are now trophies. And you rescue everybody. Yeah. You get all the trophies of everybody, including the characters you don't want to play them. You have to get them. So, I don't want to play Falco. I have to get Falco. I don't like playing Pit. I have to get Pit. Also get the gold boxes along the way. I don't want to play Ike. I have to get Ike. Do this for 2 entire levels. Mini boss after this level with Bowser. Inhale. I had no complaints about Subspace 1. It was just like your average Subspace 1 from me. No complaints. This is Subspace 2 because you're now Kirby, because Sakurai game. Again, get all the characters, even if you don't want to use them, especially Zelda. Zelda's terrible. You want to get Meta Knight. Yeah, I'm just trying to briefly summarize these 2 levels. Get these trophies. Get this ambush out the way. And this ambush, you can get RPG. And if you get it, you save 50 seconds by skipping the auto-scroller. But in 100%, you cannot go for RPG because there's a trophy at the end of this room that only spawns if you do the auto-scroller. And because we need the trophy, we can't do the RPG. So we're just here for 50 seconds. Doing this ambush, you know, bunch of Primids that have a little bit more HP for some reason. And that trophy is robbed. Gold box, do that. Almost done. Get these chicken out the way. Get the last trophy, which is Wario. And here we are done with Subspace. We still have Great Maze, but top runners, we call Subspace everything before Great Maze. So I'm here at 142.37, and I do have my notes. In my PB, I got I finished subspace at 142.35. So at this point in the run, I was about 2 seconds off my PB, which was good. I had a lot of mistakes at some points, but being 2 seconds off into Great Maze, that's fine. Cutscenes, more cutscenes, and now we are at Great Maze, and this is where the second pause or break happens, and I will skip that. I really don't know. I will say at this point in the run, I was freaking out. I was very nervous. My hands were like shaking. I knew I was making wrong inputs because I was so nervous. But I knew that the run was almost over. At this point, I was like trying to tell myself, I'm almost done, like 40 more minutes, and we're done. But it was good. I was feeling better about myself because at the very start of the run, I was half scared to death. But at this point, like 3/4 of the way done, it's like, okay, I'm trying to get a feeling better, more confident, but I was still nervous. I did comments about Great Maze. It's terrible.
The Great Maze for Subspace Emissary here. I love the Great Maze, honestly. I know it's contentious for some people. I love it. It's so much fun. It's great as a speedrun, too.
I don't like Great Maze. It's terrible. So, in a Great Maze, you always want to pick, I don't know why I stalled. You always want to pick Meta Knight as your first character, except for this one quit out later. But you always want Meta Knight because Meta Knight. And then you want the rest of your characters to be good backups in case you die. Charizard is a good backup. Pit is a good backup. Kirby is a good backup. But at this point, when you have all the characters in like that select screen, it just takes too much time trying to select and navigate your way up. So I just do Pit and then Pokemon Trainer for Charizard, and then I just mash because if I die more than twice before I quit out, then it's a sign that it's a really bad performance. But I didn't die at all during my run. I only had one required death, but besides that, it was a good run.
Top speedrunners, we could probably get it done in about half an hour or less.
Any percent speaking, yes. Any percent Great Maze record is 26:41. My any percent maze record is PB is 29:36. 100% maze record is 29:51. My best maze and 100% is a 31:26 around there. But yeah, it's really good. But nevertheless, Great Maze.
There's an entire spiraling route that is pretty straightforward for the most part. Only had one tiny route change, but it's been the same thing, and it's anyone that knows how to use Meta Knight or wants to use Meta Knight is the best place to use them. You can get this done in half an hour. It's a quarter of the any percent run. It's like maybe closer to a third of.
So pretty much the meta in Great Maze is for these false character fights, you almost pretty much always want to be Meta Knight, unless you're in your backup characters. What you do, I got lucky because Pit was nice. What you always want to do, I'll probably move over to Kirby. You want to do a dash attack, and once you have to wait a little bit because they're still in iframes. After you wait a little bit, you want to time a shuttle loop. And if you position yourself right, and if you time, give yourself enough distance when doing it, depending on the character's knockback, it sends them flying. And you want to do that so that they die. Obviously, I didn't do it far enough. But a good reliable is Meta Knight's forward air. That is always a good reliable when CPUs are more than 45%. because forward air also launches them back pretty far.
Most of the whole rock returned and one of
You know,
us dead.
get gold boxes, you have to get all of them.
Again, but we won't make that happen. Also, CD sad.
Yeah, for some reason my jump height got super nerfed. I got really bad jump height for me for some reason. Yeah, dash attack, time the shuttle loop.
Yeah,
And-
it's broken. It's super broken.
Yep.
It's really good.
That's pretty much what you do for all of Great Maze. And because this is 100%, you have to get all the orange doors, or we call them the save areas. And it's dumb. You don't need to heal, just enter the door and get out, and the game marks it as complete. You have to do it for every single one in Great Maze. And that's why, you know, we say 100% is any percent plus 20 minutes. That's literally how it is.
We utilize do that 10%.
Let's go to the Yoshi fight. This one was dumb.
Go to guild.
So, for the runners, like myself, Yoshi is a bit weird. Weird in the sense that it has really dumb AI behavior. You want to buffer a shield and roll to the right, so I'm already at this point I'm holding the R button and like I'm slowly like pressing right every now and then on the analog stick, hoping that I would get a roll to the right when the fight starts. I did. And you want to time a shuttle loop so that when you hit Yoshi, Yoshi flies to the left, and Yoshi's gonna make it back, almost. Yoshi doesn't know how to recover, so Yoshi just falls down. If you grab the ledge, Yoshi can't grab it, so Yoshi falls to its death. That's what you normally want to do. I missed it because I timed it wrong. And I tried timing it. On the double jump, I could shuttle loop again, and with the double jump, I knew Yoshi, if I knocked them back far enough, they weren't going to make it back, so I did a shuttle loop to put them out their misery.
That base section with like, will end up going against
and you want to glide from one place to another whenever possible, because Meta Knight's glide is fast, it's broken, you can do it a lot. And now we're at Diddy Kong. This one is funky. This one is also, you can get a bad seed, and Diddy Kong can give you bad behavior, but I got good luck. You want to be, again, buffering a roll to the right. And then you want to jump, do an up air, and then on your second jump or third jump, you want to do a shuttle loop. And if you do it right, Diddy Kong gets launched just far enough to the blast zone. But sometimes Diddy Kong will do an early jump, sometimes Diddy Kong just goes down to the base. But thankfully didn't do that. And this part many people don't do when they're doing 100% casually or for speedrun purposes. When you get a gold box, in this case all the gold boxes, you have to get all the trophies and stickers. For the game to actually mark it as complete that yes, you did get it, you have to there's only 4 of these. Let me go back here. There are only 4 of these doors in Great Maze. Each door, this is like its own quadrant. I am now in the top right quadrant. I just finished the top left. In order for the game to mark the top left as 100%, I have to go in these special orange doors, go in it, and heal. Once that is done, now the game marks it as I completed 100% this quadrant. You want to do that for every single quadrant so that you can 100% Great Maze. Yeah. I'll just skip this. I had a bad Captain Falcon. Olimar is fine. But okay, this is the point where you don't pick Meta Knight to start. You actually pick someone else.
Very ungrateful.
We picked Pokemon Trainer for Charizard because we have a boss fight.
It's not a huge time save.
And of course, you pick Charizard Rock Smash boss fight because good.
Back out of the file. Save some time.
For some reason, Charizard's Rock Smash doesn't do a whole lot when you do the Great Maze boss fights. So now I went back into Squirtle, for one reason only.
That's a nice looking turtle right there. Too bad he's gonna be dead in 2 seconds.
Yeah,
Nice Squirtle.
Unfortunate.
yeah. We only kill Squirtle because Meta Knight is our second choice, and we want to be Meta Knight whenever possible. So we self-destruct.
That's his only purpose. His only purpose is to just make it quicker to get back to Meta Knight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, that's right, because he doesn't get.
and then everything else pretty much normal. I think I had a really good snake actually. I'll
Has
keep the audio back
third
on.
glide mechanic. Or is the third character with the glide
Yeah,
mechanic.
dash attack,
Startup is too slow,
down
so
smash, shuttle loop. Yeah,
transforming to Squirtle is
that was a good
faster.
snake.
You don't lose any load time because you.
I see this thing. How to cheat and unlock all. Ace. I don't know if Ace applies for brawl games. You can try action replay. There's probably, or you can do like Gecko. Do those type of things. But if you're trying to do it on like a vanilla copy, no, you can't. We've theorized about maze skip and just skipping all of this and going straight to Tabu, but it hasn't been done on hardware with like a vanilla, with like a vanilla copy of the game.
You loaded Squirtle in before. Yeah.
Gold
It's more
box.
lazy than others because it's.
Game & Watch was actually really good for me.
Dash attack into like 10 of those bitings at once.
Game & Watch is like one of 5 characters that can be very annoying when you fight them in Great Maze. The others is Snake, Game & Watch, Zelda, Wario, and I think Luigi as well. Those 5 can be very annoying. Mario can be also thrown into the mix as well. They have like a dumb AI pattern where they just are wonky. And you can either get a good pattern like I did, or you lose 20 seconds. Again, orange door. This isn't the one where it's like you can teleport. This one is just a healing door. For these, you only enter and leave and the game marks it as complete. Glide.
And personally, like, I'm very into Kirby.
Broken
in general. I
glide.
don't think I would be if it wasn't for Smash. I've always loved playing Kirby and Smash. Like, man, it's
Oh, I had a terrible Meta Knight. This was bad. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure what I'm trying to do here. I wanted him to get the Meaty Mushroom.
yo.
And it could be inspired from Smash Bros. Because
That works.
I originally.
Yeah, I lost like 20 seconds on this split because Meta Knight was just very rude.
I don't know. I just always felt like I
Gold
could
box.
Smash and get into a Metroid game. I never did.
I
just
don't know why I shuttle looped that way. You want to go this way?
And inspired by Smash in a way, for me at least.
I also love the Metro games as well. You gotta play one someday.
I also just.
I think Ness was really good. I think.
tried when they
Yeah, do that.
Nintendo Switch Online.
That second jump was really low, so I was a bit
I also
cautious.
Just did not have a work.
Earthbound.
I said Earthbound because I was Shasta asked me, where is this? Where is that question? I just want to ask chat, what's everyone's favorite franchise they discovered specifically for Smash Bros? I said Earthbound. It's like my top 15 favorite video game franchises. I don't like Earthbound as much as others. I knew about Ness because I played Melee when I was like 5. That was my first experience with Smash. And then I began playing Brawl not long later, and it's like, oh look, there's Ness again, but who the hell is this kid with yellow hair, Lucas? That was my first experience with that. And yes, I did begin playing Melee when I was like 5 or 6. So I've known it for a long time. That's like 17 years knowing the game now at this point. But yeah, Earthbound was something that I liked, that I discovered because of Subspace.
I had no idea that Earthbound existed. I really liked Lucas.
Liked him. No, I liked him. I don't like him now. I don't like the voice actor for Lucas. Very annoying. Very annoying noises, I should say. Moveset's okay. I just don't like Lucas as much as I used to. I like Earthbound, but just because it looks cool. That's literally why. But nevertheless,
all of that. I found that through Subspace.
I healed because I knew I was gonna fight Porky, and Porky sometimes is really good, and you don't take much damage. But in recent runs, I've taken like 50% to Porky, and once you're above like 70%,
Even though I'm not very good.
once you're at like 70% in Great Maze, and you're fighting the false characters, the false character AI behavior is different now. It's more aggressive because they know that you're at a high percentage, and if they land a good attack, you're probably going to be launched pretty far. That's why I healed.
I'm with
The
you
only
on Earthbound
Zelda
and
game.
Mother though, because like I absolutely adore Earthbound. That game is incredible.
Yeah, down smash does a lot of damage on Porky.
I think the only Zelda game I ever played, and yes, it's actually one game. I think it's the Train Zelda on 3DS. I think
Spirit
that's a
Tracks.
Toon Link game. Spirit Tracks.
I love that game
Um,
too. That's my favorite.
Also, for some reason, I got a gold split for here for Porky. I don't know how, but I did get a gold. Not sure.
Zelda game.
And then this part right here, there's a gold box, and if it's gone, when you're back here again after Porky, this is how you know that you did it right when trying to save your status for the top left quadrant. So that's how I knew that I did it right, and I can keep going.
Sorry.
No,
Keep going. Donkey Kong has a very strange pattern. It's either good or bad. I got a good pattern.
I'm not as into like the ones that others into as much, but like I spend way too much time playing in my time. But
Now we're here with Samus. Samus is either good or bad.
So after that DK kill, we entered.
So I mistimed that. I'll probably go back. So when you do your shuttle loops, you want to give yourself enough distance, like between you and the AI when you're doing it. If you're too close, if I had timed it right, Samus would have died by going to the right. But I was too close, and instead what it does is what we call a reverse, where instead of going to the right, Samus went to the left. And now you're ending up losing time because of it. Because you don't know how to time it.
Room to enter the final boss of the mode. There's 2 doors that enter that room, and
now you have Pikachu. Pikachu is really bad at recovering, so just grab onto the ledge when you knock them off, and they should be dead. This is another room, you don't need it. Business crap. Rob is one of the easiest ones to fight. I just mistimed the shuttle loop because I'm dumb. Just run up, do a shuttle loop, and Rob's dead. Rob has the highest knockback, or one of the higher knockbacks of the characters. Straightforward. Gold box, now you're fighting Ridley again. With Meta Knight now, not crappy Pikachu. And yeah, do that. Ridley is dead. I'm at 63, which I could be at 0, and I don't care. But because I'm now at the lower right quadrant, I have to save my progress from the top right quadrant. And how do I do that? Well, I go to the door, the special door, and I heal. And now everything I just did from the top right quadrant, all the CD stickers, all the stuff for 100%, it's now saved. And now I can keep going.
The game's progression, but yeah, I lose 20 seconds or so, or die from a mistimed shuttle loop, or there's so much execution heavy.
Would you say like
stuff in this.
For someone prospectively trying to get into like brawl speedruns in general, it's one more like Great Maze itself is just like more and more accessible categories to learn?
Yeah, just one character. You will have all you have.
Yeah. Learning Great Maze isn't that hard. I agree with what Tech said. Also, that's a bad Bowser fight. All you really need to know is learn Meta Knight, learn how to time the shuttle loops, get used to that consistent pattern of dash attack, time the shuttle loop, and they're dead. If you need to do it again, do it again. If you want to do like the ledge guarding and do it as they're falling, that works perfectly fine. It's the way you want to do it. There's methods that make you get a really fast time, but if anyone is ever interested in running subspace, please invest a lot of time into subspace, into Great Maze. Well, both works, but a lot of time into Great Maze. A lot of casual runners or a lot of beginner speedrunners, they have like 40-minute mazes, 45-minute Great Mazes. But if you put the time and effort, you could bring it down to like a 30-minute, 31-minute, and that's a proper time. But obviously, top runners, I can't get a sub 30 maze on RTA. I've only gotten it on ILs. But the top runners, they get 28 mazes, 27 mazes, 29 mazes. I've gotten my best RTA maze is like a low 30. But my maze PB is 29:36. I would love to get that again, but I can't. Anyways,
Play, really. I mean,
Bowser is
are
dumb
good, but I mean,
because I mistimed that. Now he's
a button on
Yeah.
like 2 bosses.
yeah.
So the quicker your times will be. I mean, after
You can
all,
do a
you
glide
say
here and
80%
skip
'cause
pretty
you know,
much this
people that
entire section.
want to start subspace,
You don't gotta deal with
80%.
the enemies.
It's a quarter of the run, so it's a huge.
Auto scroller, boring stuff.
Yeah, I like the movement. All
DDD. I don't know how that was a reverse.
That really did not get too optimized until when
Dead.
I got.
For some reason, the big and heavy characters, they have really high knockback, but like the small light characters like Kirby, Game & Watch, they have really low knockback, which is strange. But it's dumb.
The first, and some have like super glide heavy. This is another one of those trophies that's sketchy, just like in the actual swamp. You got all those eye fish.
Yeah,
caught
Falco
fish.
is
Very
dumb.
straight, classic. That can just push off the trophy, and then you'd have to get it again after Falco.
And he's dead.
Is that just a recovery option for?
And another CD. Whenever I do runs, there's this one user, who has like, does a counter for every CD I get. For like, if I get one CD, he updates the counter in chat. It's funny. But every CD I get means I lose a second because when I quit out, I have to press a button that says, cancel, I don't want to listen to this. Because it's like, oh, you got the CD. You want to listen to it or cancel? And you have to do that for every single fucking CD.
To it, but it's insanely predictable, so they didn't really do a whole lot.
Alright. Trying to see anything else in chat that is interesting to me. Anyone here trophy capture all the bosses? I did that when I was like 10, but I'm like not 10 anymore. Okay. This is Fox.
Thankfully, they gave us cannons to get to this part of this room. Or one
Fox is okay. Normally the pattern you want with Fox is Fox runs straight at you, and then you do the dash attack, do the, what's it called? Shuttle loop, and then he's dead. But sometimes Fox just jumps around, which I got.
And it's Fox McCloud, who, AI-wise, in terms of like all the other annoying characters, he's not terrible. It's just that your starting position together are so close that he can just buffer anything at each other.
Now we're at Meta Ridley, which I don't like as Meta Knight.
Another cool question, chat.
Because, Meta Ridley is weak to electric attacks. And Captain Falcon's knee, or forward air, is electric. But this is just like regular attack, and Meta Knight, and not Meta Knight, Meta Ridley has no like weakness to this, so I'd have to do this over and over and over and over, and it can go wrong so badly if I get a bad pattern.
Post YouTube as
It's common, but the Bramble Blast remix first, yeah, Sticker Brush Symphony is normally too good.
Do I have a favorite Smash Music remix? I have like 20.
Also,
Overall,
And I
Force
heal
is probably one of the better ones to
I'm a coward.
really,
There's also
shout Shotgun Kiss,
And
great song.
Hero
So
mixes.
this is Mario's room, or Mario's fight room. Mario is one of the most annoying AIs in Great Maze. He plays very good, knows how to use like the cape, can do like stuff that can mess you up. But I got lucky, and he already did a double jump. He fell, decided to do a double jump, so I was like, great, if I knock him off the ledge, just grab the ledge, and now he can't grab onto it. So I did a reverse, which is even better, honestly. He tries doing the cape to get over, but I'm already on the ledge, so he's dead.
Mario, for some reason, is like top 5 annoying, and
Yes.
if you can kill him in 10 seconds, that's like ideal. He can
Yeah.
keep you when you do a show loop, by the way.
Ooh, brutal.
This room is long and annoying, just
God,
enemies.
Like, literally breakable blocks in this room. This is one of those weird, globally
Just in the chat too for the favorite remixes.
This was a really bad Gallium fight.
Dang good one, honestly. I love that one.
I took so much damage for no good reason.
Like I've heard so many times in my life because I play a lot of Smash 64 and I watch a lot of Melee, so I've heard that a lot. But it's always a classic.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, this was terrible. But for any run of 100%,
record.
normally in any run, really, you want to get this door and heal. But you actually skip this door for now in 100% because there is a trophy we're gonna get in about like a minute or so. And if we just get this door, trophy, and then quit out, the game won't remember that we got the trophy. So instead we do one more room, we get the trophy, then we come back here and we can save so that the game remembers, oh, you got that trophy. And then we can quit out after something else. That's what we do. So we skip it, the door,
A couple of brawl mixes in there as well.
go in here, do this room. Now we're in Charizard.
Are also the same.
And because I'm at a certain high percentage, Charizard's behavior is now different because I'm at a high percentage. He's now going to be more aggressive, or try to.
Almost all of them are placed on the left side. That's their difference, I guess. Indicate that you're fighting a different instance of the boss. I don't know. You'll notice,
yeah.
like how we fought Gallium for the third time. This third time he was on the left rather than the right. There's only a couple of characters or bosses that are like that though.
And we stay here. Why? Because
Also, yeah,
here's a
Man's
trophy.
Revenge, also amazing remix too. They won a Grammy. Fun
Yeah.
fact. Shouts
Yeah.
to big bands.
We need that trophy,
Feed that
and
into-
then we
Okay, I can mention here that this is a very
go back
specific
into the main room of the.
because of that specific.
And also, by the way, we were in the lower left quadrant, so this is like the last parts of Great Maze.
Trophy that is known to be the epitome of completing 100% because people get that trophy, and then if you ever do a quit out strat, you'll realize, oh, that section of the maze is not 100%ed. Why? It's this trophy. I picked it up. Is going to be otherwise.
And
just
now
lose.
we are at Zelda. Zelda is dumb, like I said, probably at 5 times now. I didn't want Zelda to do that. I wanted Zelda to double jump. And of course I mistimed that, so now I get another reverse. I get that. Zelda spot dodges, and now that's a waste. Do a fair, and Zelda finally dies.
Fair back up to fair just covers those active iframes of the air dodge, and you just get them with the last hit of the.
And
fair.
now we're at Peach.
Then you have back-to-back annoying princesses.
Come on, Peach. Hey.
He's dead.
Trophy, or the,
And then we
the
quit
second-
out. We're almost done.
The maze is almost done. We only have, I think, like 7 more left above there, and 1 more boss fight before we reach the final boss.
Yeah, that last boss meet is Rayquaza. Then we have the final boss of Tavu. Now we're at Wario. Wario is either okay, or he's a pain in the ass. This wasn't that bad, but my god, I've had much better Warios than this.
Even a casual playthrough, I've had people read my documents and screenshots to get through stuff. I have a route image of the entirety of Maze and like how.
Alright, I'm gonna let this Luigi fight play out, because this was a pinnacle of how crappy the RNG can be for me. Alright, let's have audio.
Wandering around for 3 hours.
Perfect shield.
That happens still.
Another one.
I do have that.
Another one.
Source on the
These perfect
page.
shields.
Luigi is one of like top 3. He's
4.
annoying.
That was 4 perfect shields he just did. Luigi is also one of the 5 really annoying AIs for Great Maze. So 4 perfect shields, that normally never happens, because that's like, you have such a small frame window to do it. It's probably like 5 frames or something, or 10. But it's such a small window. Doing that 4 times on easy difficulty is ludicrous.
Unpredictable. He's too like.
Alright,
What I think.
now we're nearing the last gold box, and it is this up here.
TV Game & Watch Mario. Alright, now this is like some unfortunate platform placement that we can't do too many shuttle loops with because they fill up so much of the screen, and Meta Knight is normally a vertical movement.
Alright,
guide, but
this is
really,
Rayquaza, the last boss.
also
Then there's
Dragon again.
then like the real final boss is in a couple
Down
minutes.
smash though. Let's go.
Any grounded
Oh,
bosses.
nice.
I don't know how I pulled that off.
Any grounded bosses, you just. It's
Go back
that we go back
to the
bottom
lower left quadrant.
save point. There's
How long until intense 100% gets on Hotfix GDQ? Never. That is a 3-hour at minimum run. And I did watch the panel at GDQ saying what kind of runs they want. 3 hours is something that they very rarely will accept. So, never is my best guess.
this is all like in a box. The whole layout of the maze is a box, right? So we teleport from
Bad Lucas fight.
the top left quadrant save point to the teleport.
Again, I go on the right instead of the left because tap jump.
And now we're back at the.
Alright, for some reason here, my jumps, I mistimed like almost all of them and I didn't get the height I need.
Cool glacial.
Yeah, normally I land on this platform and then I do a 5 jump up here. But I didn't even land. As soon as I was getting close to land it, I started jumping again. So this pretty much cancels out everything.
Type environment where
Yeah.
it's good for the vertical movement. And these globally timed platforms can be annoying if you don't reach them enough.
Normally I should have turned into like a piece of ice for like 3 seconds, 4 seconds. But I grabbed the ledge at the perfect time, so I just ignored it and canceled it.
Right. Moments. Also the gliders.
Perfect ledge grab
Not
there.
gliders. Those are glices. Those are the ice versions of those enemies. Those suck. You hate to get trapped in the
Yeah.
ice.
And now we're at Lucario.
I don't like them either. Just getting stuck in ice for a while.
Mario was our enemies.
Now we're at Ice Climbers. You want to kill Popo.
Do air dodge.
Because if you kill Nana, it keeps going.
Very above average.
And get this pretty much at the last room now. This is the Battlefield Fortress section with Ike, Marth, and the last character that you fight, Ganondorf. So here's Ike. I don't know how I'm missing these.
Come on, Eichel.
I don't recall Ike's horizontal airspeed being that tragically bad.
Should be dead now.
Right there.
Yeah, normally Ike is like a 5-second duel. This was terrible.
Alright, there's a couple more.
But, yeah, I kind of make it up because there is like this little technique with this cannon.
Yeah, quote-unquote any percent portion. So there's this really neat glide to get through.
Saves a little bit of time.
Global timer. It doesn't make too much of a difference because we have to enter this door for 100%, but you see those without having.
Now you're in this like really long room, and in here, this long straightaway, you can do infinite dimensional cape, but I can't mash, so I just run. So, and then Marth has been giving me a lot of problems in recent times. I've lost like probably about a minute in like the last 4 runs I've made it to Marth because of how bad my RNG is with them.
For like.
And now there's one more character, false character to fight.
Last fight before the final boss, which is Ganondorf, and I get questionable RNG. But again, dash attack, Shadow Loop, that's the meta with Meta Knight. And we're done with the false characters, and we have one last major fight.
I'll let this play out.
Yeah, there's this big, mean blue guy that wants to destroy everyone and everything. And we're just gonna pick a funny lizard with a rock and kill him instead. So, yep. Same situation, he's a boss, side B. There's a certain move that we would prefer him to use, but he's not going to use it here, unfortunately, that we're able to do smash directional influence to kind of get more rock smash hits in, but we didn't see it. But being able to get him before he goes into his off waves, nice.
Now, normally, all any percent runs end here. They end when Tabu takes his last health, the last hit. But this is 100%, so we're not done. Let me play back here. I'll fast forward a little bit. So, as you can tell, there are 3 levels: the swamp, the ruins, and the forest that have green flags. That means that, hey, there's something here. You should probably check it out. It's the secret characters. Who would have guessed? So we go to the swamp first, and we get Jigglypuff. I will let that play out.
The best thing to do. Bonnie.
And we go on very hard.
Oh, wow, he's back! Oh my god!
You go. I always do Meta Knight, Fox, then Kirby, Bowser. Some people do Meta Knight, Bowser, Fox, Kirby, or some combination like that. I always take Meta Knight first because Meta Knight, and also I'm better at Meta Knight than either of these 3 characters combined.
Yeah, so there's
Look how bad I am at menuing.
Yeah, we don't need him.
Put out a few characters into the game, and they decided, oh, let's put them at the end of our wonderful big adventure game mode.
So now that the subspace thing has been done, this is technically what we consider a new game or NG plus file, and with NG plus files, you are allowed to replay any level you want on any difficulty you want. And because there's an autoscroller, which I'm about to do in about 20 seconds, autoscrollers go faster with harder difficulty. And on very hard, it goes pretty fast. Obviously on intense, it'd be much faster. But if we were to do this on intense, there's so much risk doing that, so we do it on very hard just to kind of, you know, make our lives a little bit easier. But if you want to be really ballsy, do it on intense. I would not recommend it. And as you can tell, this is a lot faster than the speed we run on easy difficulty during the actual main part of the run.
This file, after being taboo, is considered NG+, so it just quickens the gameplay a little bit. Might require a bit more skill to not die, because intersection, it is now considered an NG+ file.
Yeah, now we still have to fight the big Diddy Kong, but I make a mistake with my controller.
Oh, was the wrong throw.
I'm pressing left.
So that's definitely up throw.
There we
There you
go.
go.
There we go.
There we go. Okay.
Yeah, for some reason, my controller, and it's a Smash controller, like, I think my problem is that when I grab, in Subspace, when you grab a character, it does like a default throw. And sometimes it's like your character's forward throw or their up throw. Sometimes it's their back throw. I feel like almost always it's a forward throw or an up throw. I think my problem was I was waiting too long after I grabbed to start pressing left because if you throw left, you're gonna throw Diddy Kong off and kill him, which is what you want. But I was waiting too long, and Meta Knight's default throw is an up throw, I believe. So I had to do that 3 times because I messed it up. But nevertheless, he's dead.
Yeah.
And then, ambush.
I prefer Meta Knight because I just know how to use Meta
Uh,
Knight more comfortably than Kirby, Bowser, or Fox.
Now we are at Jigglypuff. Jigglypuff normally goes okay. Takes about 30 seconds, sometimes up to a minute. But for some reason, I was kind of struggling at the start here. Yeah, normally you don't want to take the first hit. Like, I'm already taking a lot of damage.
The opposite.
So I was already starting to feel a little bit nervous because I was hoping that I would have not as much damage. I saw that mine, and I decided to throw it just there, hoping that Jigglypuff would get it now, being dumb. But, on very hard, the AI kind of knows how to play. Trying to kill Jigglypuff. Meta Knight's up air is pretty good. But Jigglypuff makes my life a whole lot easier.
Take that.
I was about to say their AI is pretty much the same on par as like Wario, Lucario.
And as you can tell, Swampin now has a crown, meaning it's 100%. Now we go to the ruins. But on this time, we do it on intense.
But, sometimes the items, they could be a little...
And we use Meta Knight because Meta Knight.
This level to get to Wolf.
It's about to be 3 hours. Holy crap, my throat hurts of how much I've been talking. And I'll actually replay this part. We pick Meta Knight here and on intense because the cycle is in a certain way. The speed is pretty good. Very fast, obviously. But with Meta Knight, his glide is so broken. And we do it with Meta Knight because I'll let this play out. We can do this insane cycle stuff. So we go in between those as it's falling down. We go up here to let it stall a little bit. We don't want to get hit by the mites. We get close to the floor because those spikes, if they hit us, that's 50%. We briefly go down because the rotary will otherwise hit us. And then we go back down and we pretty much skip to the end of this room.
Almost got it. Almost gamer moment.
Yeah, almost gamer moment. We just call it intense glide.
The entire room. If Meta Knight dies here, that's fine, because we're not using Meta Knight.
Yeah, if I die here, it's fine. I have Yoshi as a backup because when we fight Wolf, which is the secret character here, you want to be Kirby. So I died. I am now Yoshi. And on intense, this goes super fast.
4 times the speed.
I see, yeah. This is normally a lot slower.
Yeah.
And then here's a trick when I grab the ledge. As soon as this top of the floating platform goes past this little one here, just fast fall and you die. But by the time you respawn, you're at the door now. And now you can go to Wolf. And so I'm over here. Sometimes I spawn here. If I'm on this right platform, I want to roll to the right to the ledge here, and then immediately just press and hold special, so I could try to inhale Wolf. And then you throw yourself off.
Goodbye, Wolf. Dave and lose the stock. We take that.
So now you're at Forest. You want to pick Meta Knight again, because Meta Knight. And the last character here is Toon Link. And I paused there trying to go for a pause glitch. I did get it in my old PB, but it's funny if you get it.
Bit of a strat. Is the last
I'll just skip that.
bit of the run. This is the
For
last
some reason, Toon Link is by far the character that gives me the most problems when I do these extra character fights.
just air dodges that is in the record, but I've only gotten it in a full run like twice. So this is just pretty much just gonna be damage like Puff.
This has a very funny ending, so I'll just let this kind of play out.
An up air is normally really good for these because.
So pretty much what just happened, what I was trying to go for was I was trying to keep going up with my up airs and try to bring Toon Link up. And then hoping I would get him with the first down smash, but, you know, rolled, got the iframes, and had to do it again. I got the capsule, I wanted to throw it at Toon Link, and hopefully I threw it at the right time so that it would hit him. I did. Toon Link got sent forward, but it drops a star. And I'm like, shit, there's a star, now I have to, like, hopefully he doesn't get it. He gets it, but his knockback is far enough so that he just dies. And the run is just about over.
Time is coming up.
Time would be now. So once you're back at the 100%, run is dead. The run is done. So again, it's 100%. It's not exactly 223.45. It would be more closer to 223.30 high, because at the first break with Ruins, we didn't properly pause it, because again, I was so into the run I completely forgot about the first break, and Shastas also forgot about it until he reminded me, because he probably realized it. But this would, if this was all a single segment and not with the breaks, this would have been a PB by about 30 seconds. Hello. So this would have been a PB by anywhere up to a minute, but probably around 30-40 seconds, which I'm fine with. I'll take it. But because of the breaks, this is an invalid run for the leaderboard. But nevertheless, I will likely submit this for AGDQ in January and probably for SGDQ next year. So looking forward to that.